Simon,
Yep.
the new Yoglabs employee manual's here, and I think it could be a good idea if I go through some of it with you, you know?
Sure. What's with the music?
Well, it's been proven in tests that music helps people take in information, especially if they've just been cloned.
What?
Don't worry about it. Just covers the basics, you know. Brainwashing, thought control, a cafe menu.
Cafe menu?
Simple stuff we all need to know, yeah?
Alright, cool.
Welcome to Yoglabs, the home of innovation, where the only limit is your limited imagination. But sometimes things can maybe get a bit out of hand, so we've got a plan that you need to understand. Page 4, don't ever disturb the certificates while they're working.
Oh, I might have already done that, because Mandrew got out and I was...
Page 7, don't ever go in that room that has the black door on level 3.
Why? What's in there?
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
Ignore the death row.
So, you still with me, Simon?
I think so, but Lewis, there's something bothering me.
Good to hear it. Let's carry on, shall we? Here in Yoglabs, we pioneer technology.
From robot girlfriends
to goldfish bigonometry. So if you're feeling sick or experiencing anti-gravity, it could be either radiation or a ripped space-time reality. So page 13, if the microchip in your neck starts to itch, don't scratch it.
Microchip? The hell, Lewis? Ow!
And on page 18, in the event of incoming missiles, please head
Pardon?
to the bunker.
What? Missiles?
Don't worry about it.
Come with me to Yoglabs, baby. We really care about your personal safety. Don't worry about the time travel paradox. Ignore that triceratops.
His name is Steve.
Lewis?
Yeah?
I'm a little bit worried.
It's all under control. Don't worry about it.
Don't really know.
Well, sacrifices must be made to achieve world domination. It'll all be over soon. Don't worry about that abomination.
No, that's it. That's it. I've had enough. I'm going to put a stop to this.
Simon!
I'm not doing what you tell me anymore.
Andrew, stop him!
Mandrew and I are out of here.
Why is this microchip not working?
You're not the boss of me.
Simon, I told
I'm not
you!
going to do what you tell me anymore. See, I'm going to push this button,
No,
and
don't
there's
press
nothing
that
you can
button.
do to stop
Don't
me.
press it!
Oh.
Come with me to Yoglabs, baby. Only one fatal incident lately. Initiate the rebuilding protocol. Sit back, enjoy the show.
Okay, fresh clone. Simon?
Ah, hello.
Oh, the new Yoglabs employee manual has arrived. Would you like to take a look?
I am a dwarf, and I'm digging a hole. I am a dwarf, and I'm digging a hole.
Hello and welcome back to High Rollers, the weekly D&D live stream here on Yogscast. On Twitch, I am your Dungeon Master, Mark, or Sherlock Humes, or Mark Humes if you prefer. And yeah, I'm joined on a very special High Rollers this time, so it's going to be the first of our kind of holiday celebration-y kind of ones. And Kim, I'm going to let you say the official way to say it, because I don't know how.
Okay, so I'm super stoked today because it is Chinese New Year Eve. So tomorrow is Chinese New Year. And for the first time ever, I've just celebrated it with my mom and dad. Normally they're back home in Malaysia because it's a goddamn miserable time of year to be in this country. It's so rainy and cold. So they actually flew back 3 days ago, and we've just had our reunion dinner, which is the traditional, every Chinese family has the dinner on New Year's Eve, where everyone basically gets together, because it's in China especially, it's such a big ordeal to like travel the country and get home. So I've had my reunion dinner all day with my mom and my dad, one of my cousins, a couple of friends, and I'm so stoked. And Mark has been so kind in that I told him last week that it was going to be Chinese New Year Eve today, and like, could we try? Because I didn't know if it was doable, like if we could try and have Chinese New Year in this world, and Mark very kindly actually wrote a whole treatment, came up with an entire festival for us to celebrate for tieflings.
Specifically for Juto.
Yeah.
Juto is kind of a thing on her culture for that.
So it's the Tiefling Festival.
Yeah, and we thought we'd wear red, and we got like the lanterns, and we have
Gum.
and gold.
So the tradition in Chinese New Year is to have the word for orange is gam, which sounds very similar to the word gold. So you give everyone oranges because you're giving them gum, you're giving them gold. So here, Mark, have some
you
gold.
want mine?
Thank you.
Have some gold.
Gam,
You
I've
guys
my
got some.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we've got that going on. A couple of quick things, and then we're going to jump into the recap. We've got Steve. If you want to start the fan art any time, we'll just roll through that again. So we've got more fan art.
Fan art.
I'll let Steve do that because it might be he's trying to get that sorted. So once again, thank you to everyone who sent in fan art for us. If you want to send it, the easiest way to do it is email it to community@yogscast.com. Just means that I get it, I know exactly who to credit and everything else. I will also sometimes go through Tumblr and check the Roll on Sunday tag. Remember that one? I always use Roll on Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, some really cute artwork. This is all done by Camera Graphics. He did everybody, and it was super cute. There's a set of 5 of them with all of us.
They're very
cute.
Your one is adorable, Mark.
They're all adorable, and I
No,
want to get them.
very
I want to get them right.
Oh, there's massive.
Somebody did point out I look like Simon and Jesse Cox.
that was me.
So a couple of it was you, yeah. So
You
a
need
couple
the
of other
D20 that big.
Yeah, I do. Just so I can just like chuck it on you. Couple of other quick things. So there's a bunch of new places with loads of High Rollers information, people collating information from the show. You've got Yogscast Wiki have started doing a page. You've got TV, and there's a TV tropes page. There's a TV tropes page of something we do. That's pretty cool, right? And there's also a subreddit now, which is High Rollers D&D on Reddit. It does look a bit messy because the guy Mark Nutt, he grabbed it and he just literally grabbed the name. And he doesn't know much about Reddit, and I don't know much about Reddit. So we are looking for people who know how to do cool setups and moderators and all that kind of thing. But if you want to go on that, you can check that out. Obviously, we're doing the Chinese New Year Eve thing.
That's the treat.
So touch the treat. There's going to be a couple of little things in game, more player stuff. I've not done it myself. Torfield's not really the place, but maybe some of the players have got some stuff going on.
What?
This is going to be so hard for me to roleplay today because I am so happy today, and Juto is going to be like so sad because she's got no one to celebrate Tiefling New Year with.
She doesn't have any.
I've never seen that one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Just
The
mashing
horror
away.
on everyone's face.
That's great.
It's amazing.
That moment will live in history as
Well,
the
worst.
As the worst.
Still got that
moment.
nice guys, don't it?
And yeah, and just the ever-present thing, guys. If you'd like to support us, if you really like the stream, do please donate it. I will read those out at the end. It helps us like pay for stuff like Steve and the room and the equipment.
I'll
Yeah.
stick around as well.
Yeah, we'll stick around.
We'll stick around at the end.
We're also going to start doing things like we're going to start buying like big bulks of like minis, and we're going to open those on stream and stuff like that as well.
I love this one.
I love that one so
Super
much.
cute. Angry Trail. Like, they're just a little happy Laura face. And then the other one as well is do check out, there's a highlights video that goes out on Kim's channel. And then there is also the Yogs Live. Go and watch it there. Again, that all really helps us and shows us that you guys want more of this. So that is it. That is it for my notifications. Anything
Did it,
from you
Mark.
guys? Anything from you guys that you want to talk about?
Emberverse's art is amazing.
Emberverse.
Incredible.
Oh,
Emberverse
this is
is
so
awesome.
cool.
And
Yeah.
she's
I-
also
The
she's
Laura
also,
one came in a bit too late for me to put in
Oh,
this
that's fine.
batch, but I'm going to put it in next week.
there is a beautiful Laura one.
Yeah.
But
That was really
Emberverse
nice.
has expressed interest in actually. She DM'd me and asked permission, bless her, to draw our characters and put them in a comic.
Yep.
So that might be something that is coming up
Always big fan.
because she's awesome. So
of
follow
all
her
of
on
that.
Twitter.
Where's he
What are
going?
you
Oh.
doing?
What are you doing?
He's breaking out.
He's going. He's off.
You could have just asked me to turn it off, Trot.
Okay, there we go. So, a little recap on while Trot's fixing that. A little recap on what happened last week. The players without Cam vanished oddly. Trelemar turned around and he was gone. And the rest of the group, Juto, Elora, and Trelemar, then just begun conducting investigations around the village of Tallfield, where there are strange killings afoot. Lots of mysterious people are being attacked when they try and leave. Every night there is an actual killing that seems to happen. And lots of different things are going on. Juto obtained a map of the town and has then proceeded to check out a few of the sites where there has been murders. She copied an entire map for it. Whilst Elora and Trelemar headed to the inn, met the tavern owner, met some of the locals, obtained a couple of healing potions to back them up, and then they all met together and continued their investigation in some of the surrounding areas. They went to a farm where the people hadn't been heard from. They were attacked by multiple swarms of ravens and birds, who seemed to be, when Elora tried to speak to them, they mentioned that they were working for her, somebody called the Woman of Bone. Then they also tried to check out an abandoned farmstead that had a bit of a local story about a ghost and a teenager who killed his family. They went there, they found some mysterious things, and they found a strange glowing orb, which turned out to be a will-o-wisp, who then attacked them, and they beat a hasty retreat as they felt they were overpowered and quite injured at that point. They returned back to the town to a mob which had gathered outside the marshal's office trying to kill the drow woman, Vixanis. They managed to subdue the crowd, and there was a lot of high emotions. It's definitely very much that the town is on edge, the village is on edge, lots of fear, lots of suspicion going around. And we left things off with a cry, a male cry coming out from the centre of town.
Doesn't sound like that.
That sounded like my ravens, though.
It did actually.
Ravens! There was a lot of funny art. There was a lot of funny art of
the
both
raisins.
the swarm of raisins
Yeah, I
and the
was
swarm
very
of raisins.
tired. Very tired at that point.
But yeah, so that is where we left off. Sorry for the long-winded introduction.
Can I just say,
Go on.
oh my god, there's Chinese New Year lanterns on our overlay
so
this week.
those are Nina's. They're from your poster. They're from the Nano's Noodle poster. that we-
Available on the Yogstar now.
Tickling your head, Mark. Look at that. It's
I
almost
was
like a
going
little
to wear
tiny
my
hat.
Nano's Noodles
Oh, God.
t-shirt
Oh.
today.
Yeah,
If I
oh,
could
will
find
you?
it. If I could have found it, I would have worn it.
Aw, well, thank you so much, guys, for the effort you've made to celebrate
I'm gonna have
Chinese
to
New
take
Year
this
with
hoodie
me.
off
This
soon.
is awesome. That's fine. You
Fuck
made the
it.
effort. Like,
Maybe
that's
I
Yeah.
can barely
enough.
wear this.
Yeah. So let's begin. Let's get started. So when we left things off, you had heard a cry. You two were running off towards the centre of town. You, Howard, you two had decided that you were going to stay behind. So that was where we left things off. You two, you rushed to the centre of Tallfield, where an area you know quite well. It's near the tavern. It's where the local well is. There's a few stores nearby. And as you arrive, you kind of run through. You turn around one of the stonewood houses, and you see before you a sight. I wouldn't want to say that you expected, but is not something that is completely surprising. You see a group of people gathered around. A number of village folk, some of the young militia boys, some just looking like townsfolk, Dana, the blacksmith lady, are all standing around as you see Cam Buckland
Knew that was coming.
in the middle of
Oh, Buckland.
near the well in the middle of the town. You can see that one of the young militiamen is on the floor, kind of like holding his head, just sobbing. One of them seems to be just furiously stunned, almost like just you can see him seething with rage. And there are other two who are kind of like looking quite worriedly around. And as you appear, you basically just hear Cam hurling abuse at them, just basically parading around. He kicks over it, like there's a wagon nearby.
shit.
He kicks the wheel. He throws loads of the boxes off,
Dude.
and he's just calling out. You know, he's just shouting out.
You
to the
piece
town.
of shit, and if you do that again, I'll take your balls.
And you can just see the two young militiamen are kind of looking quite startled. And he just, he doesn't seem to notice you two. Like, he's just kind of he's like, you pieces of shit, and like, what other kind of things would Cam be shouting at this point?
You little shit, I'll fuck you up, I'll break your collarbones so you can't use your arms, and then I'll take your legs.
And that's what you see before you.
Wow.
That sight. I will just... You guys can RP a little bit if you wish while I just sort out this.
I'm very angry, and I'm shouting a lot at these people. I'm not sure why I'm doing it. I hate everybody.
You are, yeah. You are sure.
I want to run up in front of him and just say, "Whoa! Stop! What's happening?"
Fuck off.
What?
Woo! I'm not there, sorry.
Just so you know. You know who these people are, but you don't care about them. Fuck them. Like, yeah, you're done with them.
Stand aside. I was about to punch the person behind you.
Well, no, you're not.
There's
You're
like
not
a
actually-
militia guard who's like, he's gone mad. He's just shouting abuse and like
Yeah.
knocking stuff. He caused a ruckus in the tavern.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
He's like,
Stand up and put your face towards me so I can punch it.
I want to stand
he just,
between
like,
them.
looks- it's just like
I'm standing between them.
stunned.
And why? What's happened? Why are you so angry?
Shut up.
And where did you go?
I'll punch you in a minute.
I'll punch you right back if you punch me.
Yeah.
Cam takes a step back. He says that, but he takes like a step back away from you, and he's just kind of like, yeah, he just is like, you know, throwing his arms up. He's just being obnoxious and horrible, really.
Yeah.
Great.
Give
What
me
are
one
you
second.
doing?
Give me 1
I
second.
don't really know.
Why? Why are you gonna punch me?
That's not in character that he says he doesn't know. In character, he seems very just belligerent, just really belligerent, just, you know, knocking stuff. He's, you know, he spits on the ground.
I'm like the cat on the edge of a desk, like pushing a glass.
Oh, the thug cat.
Yeah, just-
Thug cat.
and then just knocks over. But yeah, like Cam spits on the ground. He like kicks up dirt. Yeah, just swears at everybody. He's just all the townspeople. He's like, he's some guy called Cam Buckland. Like, he's a lunatic.
Yeah, I don't give a fuckling, mate. I'll do you in and all.
He's just, is he with you? Like,
God, stop talking.
we tried to knock him out, but he
I'm
just.
gonna rip out your throat in a minute.
He said to Bill. He said something so horrible about his mother. He just started crying. He literally just kneeled down and started sobbing. And like you can just see this guy. Like,
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's not my fault she's got a gravitational pull, mate. Jeez.
he's just crying.
Yeah.
Just weeping, uncontrollably weeping.
Show me your teeth, Bill.
He just doesn't. He can't even look at you.
Bill,
He's just
show
like-
me your teeth.
He's one of the other guys. He's like, leave him out, leave him out.
Show me your teeth.
He, like you can see his teeth momentarily.
Oh, you got too many there, mate. Ooh.
Hold give me a second.
Oh, he's rolling. Oh no.
As he says, Cam says that to this guy, he's like, and he just kind of turns away, and he just doesn't really know what to do. He's just like holding his head. He's like holding his mouth, like
Prick.
keeping it closed.
Hey, prick!
Give me an Arcana check. You, not you.
Not me.
No, you can give me an insight check though.
Okay.
14.
19.
Okay. You, when he did that, there was a subtle hint of magic. There was he
Oh.
did something to make that insult have power,
Okay.
effectively.
Interesting.
When you look at him, this is not Cam's body language. Like you're reading it, and it's like, no, there's something off here. You're not sure whether he's being controlled or if he's being manipulated in some way, but
Okay.
there's definitely something off. This isn't Cam as you kind of knew him in the brief
Has
time.
anyone got some testicles that haven't been squashed by my foot yet?
I want to get right in front of him again.
I'm gonna just put down some folks. He's about here.
There
Oh
I
no,
am.
the minis are coming out. I don't want to fight this shit.
So you're about there. We've got one guard off to the side.
Oh, we have a nice little guard figure
We
today.
have one painted guard
We
figure.
have
Mark
one
has not
guard.
finished painting the rest of them yet.
Why not? Damn it.
Mark is lazy.
Oh, Mark sounds like a total.
He's been busy painting Trelemar, which
True.
is awesome.
Speaking of which, where is Charlie Belly?
Trilly Belly is. Where would you like to be? So you guys probably would have rounded the tavern over here initially. So I'm assuming you haven't moved much at this point. You've just watched
I'm
this
just
nonsense.
enjoying the.
Just enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's,
Okay.
where's Bill?
Let's put So, Bill, who is the one who was crying, is this guy over here.
All right, I'm gonna go.
This is the one whose teeth you just made fun of. This guy is just seething in rage. Next to Trelemar, who's just come out of the tavern, appears to be Dana, the blacksmith lady. She's just kind of folding her arms, and you can see like she's cracking her knuckles a little bit, like. But she's got an eyebrow raised, and she's kind of watching it with suspicion.
I'm gonna storm over to Bill.
Yep.
Grab him by the scruff.
I'm gonna step in front of him and try and push him
So
back.
as he tries to go there, you're standing in the way. Are you going to try and physically push him
I'm
back?
gonna just put my hand. I'm not gonna push him, but I'm just gonna put my hand out and try and stop him.
Yeah, he doesn't. He kind of steps around you, but doesn't quite. You know, as you go to step forward, he kind of ducks and then manages to basically like whoop, like kind of.
When I go past,
he jukes you effectively. He like does like a little spin,
gotcha.
moves past.
when I go past,
Yep.
I turn to face the fountain and just splash a load of it in her face.
Yeah,
as
so
I
this
walk past.
big load of water, and it just
Whoa!
gushes all over you.
And I go up to
drenches your
Bill.
hair.
I grab him by the scruff and lift him up to his feet. I was like, mate, let's wash your tears out, yeah? Oh, crying a bit too much. And I'm bringing him over.
Stop it! No, I'm gonna get back in front of
Bring
him
him
and
over to
say,
the fountain.
"Stop it! This is not you. This is not you."
As
What
he
is
does
wrong with
that, you just throw
Lift-
him forward, and
lifting
Bill like,
Bill up.
accidentally like hits it. He kind of like you kind of let go of him as Alora comes near you. You kind of just push him
Yeah.
towards it. He kind of falls in. His arms go in it. Like his arms just get drenched all the way up, and he's like, and he's just crying. He's like trying to rub his eyes, but it's all
Yeah.
covered in water, and he's just like making his face wet.
I'm gonna help Bill and just like
you
sit
can-
him down beside the fountain, kind of pat him on the shoulder a bit, and turn to Cam and say, "This is not you. Something has control of you. What is happening? Where have you been?"
You sound
you
so
basically,
annoying.
you just say, Cam says, it's just like, it's none of your fucking business. You know, I do what I want. I'm Cam fucking Buckland, me. I don't give a fuckland.
Could I walk over to Mr. Fuckland?
Line.
Yeah.
To Mr. Fuckland. Yeah,
You
he's
kind of
being
you
a
start
fuck.
stepping over towards him, yeah.
And could I whack him in the
great,
face?
a drow.
Right. So you do that.
Yeah.
Start
Make
me.
me a attack roll,
I wish
but
I came
using
along
just
as
your
well.
proficiency modifier and your strength mod.
It's way more fun.
So
proficiency
strength
is
We slapped you
2.
up.
So
Strength's nothing.
So it's just plus
You
2
know
for
what
your
day of the
proficiency.
year it is?
Oh, yeah.
So just use this.
Fucking 5.
7.
7.
You swing the punch, but with kind of a grace that you have seen Cam display, he kind of just sails back, and he's like, "Oh, fucking nice try. You need to give me a wisdom
Swearing a
saving
lot.
throw."
Okay.
God, you're so angry.
Yeah. No one gave
That's
me Gam.
13.
13. Like, what would you insult Trelemar with? As he just tries to punch you and misses, you just kind of dodge back.
I'll just shout prick.
He's just
I'm trying to trip him up.
like prick.
Can I try and trip him up?
But again, you feel that sense of like that word, like it hurt.
You wounded me.
but it not like you feel like it should. Like you feel like it was trying to hurt you here.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, there was something wrong about it. Like the way he said it to you.
Oh, I've never seen a drow cry. Be nice to.
Okay.
What do you guys like to do?
I wish I hadn't stayed with Vixaris.
I'm
Can I-
afraid, yeah, this is it. You, and
Could
you've
I-
got, you have to do it for an
Could
hour.
I try
before
and
you heal, so-
could I try and grab him and
Yep.
and dunk his head in the water to try and like get him out of
Yep,
his
again,
frenzy?
Give me that same attack with a +2 this time.
15.
15. This time you lunge forward and you grab hold of Cam, and you start to move him towards the thing. You don't have enough to dunk him in, but you start moving him. Give me a... In fact, I'd say you just realise it. You're holding Cam and you look down and your hands are clipping through his clothing. Like, is it like you're gripping him, but you don't feel what you're... Like, you're grabbing like his forearms, but it almost feels like you're grabbing his elbows. Like, and your hands kind of sink into his clothing a bit too much.
Get off!
He breaks free, like he kind of slips his hands through, he kind of gives you a shove that you weren't expecting and breaks free and backs off immediately, like quite severely. Kind of backs off to here.
All of you suck!
I think this is something pretending to be Fuckland.
What are you talking about?
So it's not actually him. Can I go?
No.
Can I go to the guard that's closest to me and say, "Where has he been? Where did you find him?"
He was in the tavern. He was causing a ruckus. Just breaking stuff. He just... I was called there, Finny. He said something about my brother. He's just like...
This is not him. Listen to me. This is not him. This is not
Me.
Cam Buckland.
Who is he?
I'm doing
There's
a
some kind of-
cutthroat at you in the distance.
There's some kind of an enchantment on him. This is not him. If you
You need to
know where
knock
you
him
find
unconscious
him,
or something then, because he's driving us crazy.
Yeah, try it.
like obviously he's offended many people here,
It's quite
but
fun.
something is affecting him, and we need to somehow snap him out of it. Is there anybody who knows magic here? Trelmar, do you know what can help? Do you have anything
Yeah,
that
try
can help?
swinging one at me again, Drow.
Can I just blast him?
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely, you can. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
what's
it's
that?
Rain spell attack. So Trelemar just raises
There's a
his
wipe the
fist.
smile off your face, you wanker.
Trelemar just raises the fist. Purple energy.
Oh, please hit!
Oh,
Yes, that totally
18.
hits him.
No, you're in trouble.
This bolt of
Oh
energy
shit!
launches out. Roll your damage. So D10 plus your charisma modifier.
D10. That's D10.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is. And then plus your charisma mod, which is 4.
Oh god.
8, 9,
12.
10, 11, 12.
Okay.
Ouchies.
Are you trying to knock him unconscious, or are you trying to like injure him?
Ooh, the powers.
Whenever you make an attack, you can choose to not have it kill somebody. You can basically say like, if I knock them to 0.
Yeah, I don't want to kill him. I just want to
Okay.
take him down a few
Okay.
pegs.
So as like this is all happening, like you start swearing, and then this bolt of energy streaks out. It strikes Cam in the chest, and then suddenly Cam's form just, and instead there is a kind of perhaps in a late 20s half elven woman who completely dressed differently, and just her eyes roll back in her head, and she slumps unconscious.
Can we run up and tie her up while she's unconscious?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
And
So you run
pull her
up.
off to the side.
She's completely knocked out. I'm assuming you've got rope in your pack, which you bring out.
I think
and you
I
just
do,
tie her
yeah.
up. And yeah, you just
I want to go up to the guard and say, "Have you
He's
seen
like,
the?"
what? He's like,
I
where'd
told
she
you
come
it wasn't
from?
him. Where is he? Have you seen him?
No, it's the first time I've ever seen him. At this point, like the guy who's crying just sort of like seems to come out of it a little bit, and he like looks up and he's like, oh, what was all that about? Like, that man, he was so horrible. Oh, it made me.
It was
I
her.
lost myself. Who?
It was her. It was whoever this woman is. Have you seen her before?
No. What? No, it was a bloke. He had like black hair and a little beard.
No. We need to find him.
Oh,
This-
that's-
it was
that was
her.
the first time I've ever seen him. Cam Fuckland or something. The guard's
I
like,
like how you
Cam
weren't
Buckland.
imitating Sheev and using that.
But is it some sort of magic? Like what? I don't understand. Like she looked like a completely different guy.
Well, it must be some kind of an illusion. So we need to find the real Cam Buckland.
Well, let's take this one to the jails
who's this one in the jail?
first.
Yeah,
We don't
I'll
want her
take
to
you to
get
the
out.
marshal's office. Yeah. He kind of lifts her up. He's not quite sure what to. He kind of like hauls her up. Bill and the other one kind of join him, and they kind of get an arm under each shoulder, and then they march this woman off.
If you see our friend Juto, can you send her to us?
Yeah.
We need to find Cam.
What does she look like?
The tiefling. You'll find her.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's easy enough. And they march off. At this point, there's a few more minutes, but I will say that about 3 minutes pass, like as you guys are kind of figuring out your next steps, and in that time, emerging from the tavern, or I'm actually emerging from the street and further off, coming from the Reeves house, is the real Cam Buckland. Just so you know, for your information, what happened was you saw a lovely looking lady that walked past, and you moved up, decided to put the moves on her, and after a bit of a discussion, you found out it was the Reeves wife who owns the kind of like the local town.
Ding.
That didn't stop you, but she did seem not interested in your advances. But when you kind of brag that you were a cleric of Avandra, she became a lot more interested and started asking you about how you became that way and what kind of gave you, how you gained your powers and that sort of thing. And it turns out that she's very interested in becoming a cleric and becoming a priestess. Wow. And you kind of hope that might be an in, and it just led to a very boring conversation about like talking. And after when you realised that, you kind of left. You got a nice meal out of it. You got a
So I've
tasty
just
meal.
left after
You
this
left the house.
boring conversation.
While that was all happening is where the situation with these guys happened, and then you are basically just arriving. You don't see the woman being marched off. You basically turn up at the tavern and see, especially Alora, just scowling like.
Hey!
Still wet.
Hey guys. Oh,
Can
sorry.
I walk up to him?
Yeah.
and just get really close to him.
Yep.
And then just flip my hair in his face and just splash him with the water that he splashed me with.
Yeah. Yep. Water is everywhere.
Whoa!
Where have you been?
Well, that's a long story. A really long, dull story. I've just been busy. Why?
Have you seen a half-elven woman?
Oh, no, I've seen a fine lady.
Well, someone was just disguised as you.
What?
They tore the tavern apart and then started insulting people and splashed me with water.
Did I look good?
I will say at this
I have
point,
no words.
these
have
men
no words.
arrive at the marshal's office.
Okay.
And they look at you, and they're like, "Oh, are you Juto?
I'm just going to look up at them and nod.
Your elf friends said to meet them by the tavern when you're ready. This woman was disguised as like a bloke with like a green bandana and a beard, and she was causing loads of trouble. We don't really know. They said to go and see you, or you to see them. Sorry." They seem like really like they don't know what they're trying not to look at your horns. Then they don't try. Then they look down, look at your tail. They try not to look at your tail, but they don't want to look at you in the face because you've just got these eyes. And
I just like to say, yeah, I'm just sat there on the floor, like I was in the middle of some meditation.
And they're just like,
I was kind of, they've just interrupted my meditation, so I'm just giving them a Mr. Spock stare. My eyebrow is raised. You know that beautiful way Mr. Spock does, like just staring at them,
Yeah.
just waiting for them to finish this inane conversation. Because I'm in the middle of meditation.
They just kind of like point, and they're like, yeah, they're by the tavern, and then they just kind of shuffle this woman off into another cell, and they're like, the drow's just like, yeah, I bet you wish, I bet you're more glad to be dealing with me now, huh? See, I could be like that, and they're like, oh, I guess so. Like they're in such an uncomfortable situation. They're caught between you and this drow woman who's just like leaning up against the bars, like she like as they go by, she like reaches out and tries to like grab them, like grab their arms and stuff, and then she's just freaking them out. Like she's just like that to them, and they're like, and they just don't know what to do.
Town guards are great here.
These like you've seen them before. These are like farmers' sons who don't want to be farmers, and they were like, "I'll teach you how to use a spear, and you can be a militiaman." And they're like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So yeah, they're not the smartest lot in the world, or the most world-travelled. But yeah, they basically just point that way.
I'm just all this time. I'm still sat there. I'm just watching them. I give a little smirk when I see the drow kind of having a pop, like making them uncomfortable. She's my kind of humor.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying a thing. I'm not moving anything. I'm just watching them do their thing and walk off.
And yeah, they kind of like go to leave, and the drow just calls out. She's like, "Well, I guess it's just you and me now. Hey, beautiful," and like looks over to you, and like they just kind of like you can see them like, oh, they just really don't know what to do at that point, and just leave.
Okay. So am I kind of free to do what I want now?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah.
like, okay. So on a side note, was that just a rest? So
That was
can
a
I-
short rest.
That was a short rest. So can you remind me what it is?
So
I do?
what you can do is you can spend up to 2d8 of hit dice to heal yourself. So
Yes,
what you do
damage.
is you can spend them one by one. So next one. So you roll those and you recover that plus your Constitution modifier if you have one.
No.
No. So you just roll
No.
a d8.
6.
So you get 6. If you still need
10.
healing, you can roll another one.
5.
So you're max.
So you have 11. So you get 11 hit points back.
11 hit points, so I'm max
But
health.
now, if you take another short rest, you don't have any more hit dice to use.
I have
If that
to take
makes
a
sense.
long
If you
rest.
take a long rest, you get half your level in hit dice
Okay.
back.
And do I recover my key point? with a
Yes,
short
on a short rest, yeah, you get your key points back.
Banging.
So,
Sweet.
what are you guys just briefly doing, just so I know?
I needed a drink. Thanks, Alora. Hey, Trell. Did I look good?
He looks as big of a wanker as you usually do. So.
I think you and me. I think something's really happening here. A little spark. You see it?
I wouldn't think too much of it because I did just blast your doppelganger in the face.
What?
And I didn't realise that
There was
she
no
was
hesitation, Buckland.
someone in disguise. I just thought
No
it was you.
hesitation.
Guys, that means so much to me. Where's the tiefling? Where's Juto?
She's
in
back
the
at the
So are
jam.
you heading towards them after you finish
No.
your meditation? You're just going to stay where you are?
I'm kind of, I've done my meditation, I've finished. Can you describe the prison's office?
It's a very small stone building. Unlike the other buildings in the village, it's completely of stone with just a kind of like basic slate roof. It has enough room for 2 cells, which are made of kind of thick iron bars, effectively. It has a desk, a chair, and a hammock, effectively, like a little small cot, which the marshal seems to sleep in. There's not much there, a bit of paperwork on the desk. You have a flick through, it's mostly just reports on what's been happening, the stuff you pretty much already know. There doesn't seem to be anything of value, like no gold or anything there. The door is quite a heavy set. It's wood, but it's reinforced with metal bars, studded big thick metal studs in it as well. It's got a very hefty, big, complex looking iron lock on it as well. That's pretty much it, and it's just bare. Inside these cells, there's like straw pallets. Some like water which seems to be brought in like a bucket, like a clean bucket every day, and pretty much that's it really. And
Lavish.
a pot, a chamber pot.
And
Filled?
Some of it, yeah, but it does seem
For
to
my
be
immersion,
regularly changed. It is not; they are not kept poorly.
Okay.
Prisoners.
And what's the because it's coming up tonight, isn't it?
It is now 6 p.m.
Okay, and what's the
So
moon
it's dark.
looking like outside?
It's not quite. It's just it's just beginning to set. The sky's turning crimson. There's that gentle spring breeze just flowing through the village. You can hear it just outside. You can now see as the sun's coming down. You can see the moon beginning to rise, and you can see it is a red moon. It is a blood moon.
So after I've kind of taken everything in, I've looked around at everyone. I've ignored the drow woman.
She kind of doesn't. She kind of has fun with the guards, and then she just leaves you to it. You see her sit down.
I
on
think
a
we
straw
recognise
pallet.
each other. We kind of know what we're.
She's kind of like laying on the straw pallet with like her boots up on the stone wall, and she seems to just be like playing with like bits of straw, like throwing them through the air, and she just seems really bored.
Okay.
Up for a good time.
After I've kind of looked around everything, I don't know. I want to say that there's something kind of a bit sad. Like I feel like I'm sad. I'm kind of staring at everything in that usual kind of seriousness, but there's a kind of loneliness to it. I stare at the drow woman for a second. I stare at the half elf.
Yeah,
she's clearly out.
tied up. She's out conscious. She's quite pretty. She's got like nicely tied hair. You can see that she wears. I'd say actually one of the things you probably do notice is that she does wear garb very similar to Cam's. Very mismatched, lots of traveller's clothes, kind of, utilitarian. So like her boots are well travelled thick. She's got a colourful sash. You can see like flutes and small instruments kind of all over her body, pouches, that sort of thing. She definitely looks like somebody who travels a lot.
I'd like to say at this point, just because I didn't really see any of that,
Yeah,
and
you
also
wouldn't
I'm
know,
not interested, I'm going to just not bother, I'm not interested in human drama.
Yep.
So I've looked out the window and I noticed that the moon is turning red and setting. And I'm just going to give a really big sigh, and then I'll head out towards where these guys are.
Cool. Yeah. So you do that. You guys at Le Tavern. Finney, the halfling owner, kind of pokes his head out. He's like, "Is that maniac gone?" And then he sees Cam. He's like, "Oh, you! Fuck off! You prick! You've ruined half me stock. There's 200 gold of damages in here."
Whoa.
I'm not even going to interrupt. I'm just going to let it happen.
Guys, explain.
Explain what?
Finney, although this chap is indeed a prick, he is not the same prick that was destroying your tavern.
What? He looks exactly the same.
I know, unfortunately it
Was-
was some sort of
was he good?
half-elf that was using some kind of
It was some
incantation
kind
of-
to
some sort of
disguise herself.
Illusion magic or something.
Something like that.
Oh, she did over 200 gold of damages in there. I've lost half my stock. There's damage to the bar and some of the rooms.
Well, we've
She
got
smashed
a...
the place.
She's
She
under
has
lock
been
and
locked
key.
up.
Good.
She is in the prison.
Good. Well, thank you for that.
But just so you know, this one
He kind of
didn't
looks
do
over.
it.
Well, good. Well, yes, fine then. I'm sorry.
Drink? Go on me. On me.
All right.
Even though I
All
did
right.
nothing.
It's a bit of a mess, but fine. Come in. And he kind
I'm
of
gonna make this
gestures
face
to
have
you.
a good reputation again, you know?
As you go to enter, you can see that kind of leaning up against it is this human woman. Her hair is kind of like not well cut, it's kind of like tied back, but you can see it's like she doesn't brush it or anything. But she's wearing like a blacksmith smock, kind of like rolled up sleeves. She's got quite well toned arms, and like you can see that she's very athletic. She kind of has that smell of black powder, of like oil and sort of soot and coal and that sort of thing. And she just kind of like looks at you with this half smirk on her face like the whole time, like she's just thoroughly amused by what's happened. And she just kind of like watches you as you kind of walk into the tavern. You can see outside the sign for the tavern is a white barrel, and it has the alabaster cask as the name of the tavern on it.
Please tell me you have some imports, because the local stuff around here, from what I've seen, is terrible.
Are you sure it was not this guy?
Well, I did say he was also a prick, so.
Also, what's the... I'm getting the eyes from this lady over here.
She's like, as you've entered, like she's kind of just like, oh, that's Dana, our blacksmith. She would break you, my friend. Break you in half.
Break you
I'm
in.
into that.
Well, maybe. In terms of imports,
I like a challenge.
I have some things from Talus Val. Yes, I have some finer things.
Oh yeah, that place.
Your
Should really get going.
Your doppelganger or whoever it was did
What?
smash up some of it, but I've got maybe some brandy left or something. If that's more your tipple.
He'll do.
Fine. Come in.
You guys want a drink? Huh?
I'm good,
No.
thank you, Mr.
Are
Fuckley.
you just staying outside, or are you going to
No,
follow
we-
me?
No, I'll
Go
come
into
in.
the
Keep
tavern.
an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't cause any trouble.
He pours you kind of a small brandy glass. You can see him. He kind of takes a little small stool out from behind the bar. He uses it to get to like one of the top shelves. Pulls it down, uncorks it. Yep, that's the stuff. He pours it, hands it to you.
So
Before he keeps hold of the glass, he's like, gold one.
come on. It's
You
been
wanted the finer stuff.
I've had a doppelganger. Ruin my
One
reputation.
gold.
What reputation?
I've got to pay for this mess. And he points over, and you can now see that like 2 of the tables have been completely like somebody's like jumped on them and like shattered some of the legs.
Let's
There's,
have a
like,
look around
broken
at the
chair.
chaos.
Yeah, it's kind of like you look around and there's like a lot of damage in this place.
Tell me before I pay you. Did the doppelganger look good?
What do you mean looked good? You were destroying me tavern. You smashed things around. I wasn't paying attention to
Handsome
how
though, right?
handsome you looked.
I'll just get a gold out.
Slides it over to you. As you take the whiff, it does smell like good stuff. Like it's really nice.
Oh.
Right, he pockets it. You can see he's got quite dexterous little hands. He like flips the coin, goes into a pouch at his side.
I turn
very
around
fluid
and
motion.
nod at the lady, giving me the eye.
She kind of like peeks in. She kind of like, and then she laughs.
She's
Just walks
totally
away.
into me.
She just walks away. But yeah, there was a little hint of something
Ding.
there.
Oh,
There was a little hint of like
Great.
she found,
Another!
She found you amusing in that charming, cute way. Like
Cute.
yeah.
Oh, God, every time.
Finney's like, are you sure I can't get you folks a drink? Thank you very much for dealing with whoever that was messing with me, please.
No, thank you. Can I just go into a corner and begin to sort of go into a trance? I'd like
you
to
can take like a short rest.
That was
Or
weird.
long rest or short rest.
My long rest is like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I'd like to take a long rest.
Okay.
Because it's been a tough day.
Well, you start taking a long rest because it was 4 hours of uninterrupted rest that you need. So if something were to happen, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying if it were.
I
I
won't
would
do
like to
anything.
start to take a long rest.
Okay, so you just
Thank
kind of you get into one of these. There's like near the windowsill. There's these kind of very Hobbiton, very lovely bay windows, kind of like the crisscross glass, with these little booths next to them, which seem to be undamaged. And you kind of sit yourself in one of those, and you just start kind of closing your eyes and just kind of letting everything calm down. You take in a few deep breaths and you just let things slow down a little bit. Finney just looks at you. He's like, "If you want anything, just give me a shout, my friend. Keep an eye on that one."
Don't worry. I'll be keeping an eye on him, don't worry.
Finny. Finn?
Yes.
Like a Finn?
Is your name actually Cam Buckland? Because
Yeah.
the last you was yelling it like it was a god or something.
Well, she's not wrong. Cam, yes. You call me Cam.
All right, Cam.
What's the date?
The date? Last few moons of spring, I think. Actually, come about it.
Oh my God! Oh, this is amazing. Thank you.
Great.
Have a coin.
At this point, he like grabs it. He's like,
Don't spend that. You keep that. It's good luck for a whole year, my friend.
okay. All
New
right.
God's light.
He like puts it on a shelf. He kind of seems to like be curious. He puts it on a shelf
It's a tradition.
and leaves it there. All right. At this point, Juto, you get to the tavern.
So
You
I
can see
walk
the
in.
sign outside. Yeah, you walk in. You guys all see Juto walk in.
I just take a look around.
Hey!
You see a bit
You!
of destruction. You see this guy.
I ignore him.
Juto!
I just look around. I see Alora meditating.
Yeah, she's like
I
seems
see-
very calmly and put it.
Me and Trell are getting along way better now.
Like just watching Cam, just like, ugh. It's like it, like the eyes are permanently rolling, just on loop like a gif.
I give Trelamar a knowing nod. Like
Happy night of golden lights.
people who
Tuto.
deal with this. And then
Can you hear me?
I'm gonna go over to Finny.
Yep. Oh, hello there, miss. I'm guessing you're friends of some of this crew.
Mr.
I don't think we've
Halfling,
met. Yes, hello.
do you have any rice wine?
Oh, that's a request I've not heard in a while. I have to check the back. I might have some. Let me just see. He scotters off. You can see he must have like a little stool at the back of the bar, like that runs along it. Because he trotters down, his head vanishes. You just see this kind of squat little vested button.
It's not my home life.
He just goes do and trots down into the back. A few minutes later, you hear kind of rummaging around, like boxes being moved, things being pulled out, and he returns. He's just like, "Miss, you're in luck. I have this one. It's only a small bottle, I'm afraid, but I've got this." And he brings out. It's a very long, thin, clear ceramic bottle. It looks very much like a very tiefling traditional rice wine bottle. And he's just like had a trader many years ago now up in Talisval. A tiefling man who had said he'd escaped from Brasaris. He was starting his life as a trader. And he made it. It's very famous up in Talisval. It's a bit of a refined, what do they call it? A delicacy. And he traded it to me to quite a bit of a prize collection. I would need to ask for some money for it, if that's okay. It's just quite expensive.
Without saying a word, I give you 2 gold coins. Over.
It's actually a bit more. It's a bit more than that, actually. It's 5 gold, I'm afraid. I paid a bit for it. He's like, he's looking at you, and you can see he's like, oh, he's like, sorry, I'm not trying to offend you or anything.
Mr. Halfling, I'm aware of this tiefling you speak of, and I can tell you this bottle is not that rare. But however, because I am in a good mood,
Okay.
I will give you 4 gold coins.
Well, I suppose that will do. Your friend actually gave me another one to make up for the money. It's he hands it over. I'll take the gold off you when you offer it. He's just like, it's a bit rare here in the Dawn Republic. We don't tend to get a lot of tiefling trade around here, actually. So.
Tell me about it.
Yes, I imagine.
I have a second question for you, Mr.
Of course,
Halfling.
of course. How can I help?
May I use your kitchen for half an hour?
Certainly. I suppose. You've all been quite helpful, and yes. If you need anything, just give me a shout. I'm afraid my local girl, she normally cooks. She's out at the moment, but yes, he leads you in. He's like, follow me. He like takes you around the back, and he leads you into a back room. You can see it's a very modest, but it's obviously meant for smaller folk, so you do have to kind of crouch down a little bit. The cupboards are very low. Some of the utensils feel quite small in your hands, but yeah, it's a nice, actually well-equipped kitchen. Like, there's lots of different herbs and spices. You can see that he keeps it quite well stocked of decent provisions. And yeah, it's available to. He's just like, yes, please. If as long as I can have some of whatever you're making, that'd be fine, I suppose. All right. He kind of trots off, like quite curious. He seems to like every now and again you just see like a little face peering around, just seeing what you're doing.
Can I really awkwardly go next to Trell and just scrape the bar stool, like?
Yep.
Just slowly sit down. Trell.
Yes.
You know elves, right? When they do that trance thing in the corner.
Yeah.
Can anything wake them up?
You fuck.
I've always wanted to know. I've seen him do it before.
I wouldn't go there if I were you.
Cool, thanks, man. And I just hop off and I walk over to Alora.
Okay.
And just like sit down for a bit and just start prodding her forehead. And
Right,
just
okay.
seeing how much I can get away with.
God damn.
She's totally out.
So
It's
like, you're gonna start quite gentle and then get harder as you
might
go.
start pulling an ear or something. And
It doesn't. I will not say
Willy.
it breaks your trance for the purposes of rest.
that Willy.
But
That'll be my finale.
there's like you're kind of peacefully meditating. You're trying to focus your energies. and then
Is there
it's
any
just-
way that me in a trance could just automatically slap his hand away?
I
that would be great.
I would say that like it doesn't break your rest. You could definitely slap it away because it starts off like you feel like you might be able to ignore it, and it gets harder and then it gets harder, and then eventually the hand just
Whoa.
slaps your hand, and then just
Easier.
peacefully comes down again.
Oh, that's
And you just-
amazing.
Like this long
Anger management.
angered breath comes out.
See ya! And I just walk into the kitchen
Okay.
and see what you're up to.
I'm just ignoring him. I'm getting on with what I'm making. I'm making a kind of simple, traditional tiefling meal out of the rations that I have. A few special little touches here or there, a few special
Yeah, well,
tiefling ingredients.
With your thing, you've got like ingredients and stuff on you that you took from your homeland, from Brisaris. You know, you've kept a small pouch of things, just for things like today.
On the side, the annoying human might notice that I've kind of cleared a little spot on one of the benches and cleared away the dirt and the dust, and I've set up a small framed painting, because I guess photographs don't exist in this world.
It'd probably be a sketch, like a charcoal
Like a
or
sketch,
something.
and I've put a saucer of rice wine in front of it, and a small stick of incense.
Okay.
And
Yep.
that's just kind of sat to the side while I'm cooking.
Before you do anything, just as knowledge for Cam, you would probably recognise that very much as a religious kind of like with the incense, like it's a
Cleric-y.
funeral. It's a very funeral rites
Have that
kind of
knowledge.
like, you know. Yeah, there's something about you know that there is significance to Jutu.
And so help me
I was
God if you
going
smash
to.
it up with a mace.
I was going to interrupt, but then I saw the incense and the picture.
You can see her just busily working away. There is an element of quiet and sadness that you've always felt anger from Juto. Like even like when she doesn't speak to you, there's this contained fury, this driven righteousness about her. That's gone very much so. Now it's kind of replaced with a not quite peaceful, but a kind of a very solemn calm. And you kind of immediately get that sense.
So while she's working away, I'm just going to slowly slip up to the side and just put down a little gold coin and just push it towards, say, happy golden light. It's good luck for a year. I'm going.
I'm gonna kind of like give a side look.
I'm just gone.
As he goes, I'm just gonna say, human,
Ah!
stay in the tavern, don't go too far. I'll be ready.
But there's a... Alright. Alright. I walk off.
Trot her out.
Back to Trell.
Can I just like close my eyes and just pretend to be asleep?
Oh, he's trancing.
Technically, you do the same thing as Laura. You have the same trance. That,
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah. So you only need to rest for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So like where humans sleep for 8
Such a
hours,
bitchin'
you
party.
just kind of go into a trance for 4 hours as well.
Okay.
There's
been a
obviously
long day.
different sort of religious and sort
Yeah.
of like spiritual sides to it for the drow and the elves. Finney's there. He's just cleaning away some glasses. He's like, "So, Mr. Buckland, is it?
Yeah.
What was the deal? Why was somebody trying to impersonate you?
I mean, it's happened before. A lot of people want this face. So,
I don't know. She was
causing
some-
a ruckus, so that's weird.
There's a woman, she definitely, she was shouting all sorts of horrible things, calling about the gods, insulting people. It's quite a
The
few.
gods?
Mm.
Hopefully not Avandra.
Yes, no, there was definitely some cursing of Avandra going on, yes.
Sorry.
Oh, well, it's important. Deity you follow or
Cleric.
something. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Priest of
You want to
Avandra.
heal? Very touchy.
No, I don't.
Alright. Any aches or pains, you come to me.
I'd rather go with your nice elven friend, to be quite honest.
Which one, Trell?
I'd rather him, actually, yes. If I had the choice.
That burns, man. That cuts me deep.
Well,
I'm gonna go see this half-elf tomorrow, and hopefully I'll let you know anything I
yeah,
find
let
out.
me know what's going on with that. Are you planning on staying in the somewhere to sleep?
I was gonna sleep outside
Okay,
because
fine.
I don't have much coin.
Oh, well.
Because I spent it all on some brandy.
Oh, it's a shame. He just kind of gives you. Like,
I'm gonna put on the
funny
sob
look.
eyes now.
It's just like he rolls his eyes. If you want to sleep in one of the booths, you can. I'm afraid
you
he
fit.
points over at the two elves. He's like, I'm afraid your friends have already taken the only room I had spare, which was mine.
Typical elves.
What does that mean?
This one's trancing. I'm gonna go start prodding him in the forehead.
Oh Jesus!
Look, they don't move, but after a while,
He's like, I don't think. I saw what he did. I wouldn't do that. He can summon blue
Look,
purple
Wet Willy.
energy. Like that's it. You get the wet willy in the ear.
Can I just grab him by the
just-
scruff of the neck?
See?
And just like toss him aside.
Yeah. You just-
At this point, I'd like to come out of the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got 5 dishes of food.
Mm-hmm. How long would you say you roughly spent cooking, just by the way?
Probably about half an hour.
Half an hour, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I guess I'm probably nearest to Finny, aren't I? So in
Yeah,
order.
you kind of come out just behind the bar, like the doorway into the kitchen is just
Okay.
behind the bar. So you kind of come out, there's like a long rounded bar. Finney's like clearing away some of the broken tables or trying to fix them where he can. He's got like a little hammer out and he's like banging nails in to try and make them stand up again.
Okay.
He's like, "Are you alright? You've got everything."
This is for you, Mr. Halfling, and I very gently place a dish in front of him with some traditional tiefling food.
Ah, thank you very much, thank you. And he kind of takes
My
it
jaw
away.
has dropped.
And then I'll come over to
I'm on the floor,
Elora,
aren't I?
and I put one in front of her, and I'm aware that she's in a trance, so I don't say anything. I just put it in front of her. Are you in a trance, or are you just
No, he's pretending.
pretending?
He was hoping Cam
Yeah,
would leave him
okay.
alone.
I'm gonna put a bowl in front of Trelemar and say, Mr. Trelemar, put a bowl in front of you. And then I walk over to where this guy is, Mr. Human. Put a bowl down in
You know
front of
that's
him.
kind of racist.
And then I go over to another booth on my own and sit down.
What is this?
And then I pour a little glass of rice wine
Yeah.
and kind of just raise it up in two hands.
Yeah.
Gongzi Fajai or whatever.
Yeah, that's up to you.
And drink. And
Okay.
then start eating quietly.
Okay. So you guys see that happen, well you don't, but you two kind of hear that happen, and you know Juto is off in the corner kind of thing. You've never seen food like this before, like especially you. Like this is thoroughly bizarre. You're quite well travelled, but even you've never seen food like this before. It's very strange. You're not quite sure how to eat it in some cases, but you know.
I'll wander over the Juto.
Well, yeah, you guys deal with that then.
Thank you, first. Thank you.
I quietly pour you a shot of rice wine and I slide it towards you.
I don't mean to be rude. I mean, I haven't got a good reputation with this party so far. Is it poisoned? I'll just take the shot. Thank you. What is this? Why are you doing this? This is strange. I mean, I'm very appreciative.
You know more than most, Mr. Human, why today, of all days, I make this for you.
Do you celebrate the Golden Light too? The Golden Light? I usually give a gold coin, you'd have to make a meal. But that's I hadn't realised.
The Golden Light is not the only festival that is celebrated on a night such as this.
Yeah, you. As far as you know, there was only, and it's very much an Avandra thing. Like, it's not tied to any race or anything else. It is a followers of Avandra spread wealth and give charity at this time of year.
Are you a worshipper of Avandra?
No.
So it's a different custom. Tiefling?
There is a tiefling custom on the first blood moon of the year. If you'll notice outside, there is a blood moon rising.
Well, have you still got the coin?
Yes.
We celebrate something similar where we're very generous in giving of our fortune throughout the year. Now, a coin, that's good luck. You do not spend that, and throughout the year you'll have better luck and better dice rolls. Guaranteed.
What's a dice roll?
Well, if you have a gamble, you know, happens in taverns sometimes. You'll find out.
So who have you given a coin to? You've given one to Finny, one
Finny
to Juto.
and Juto.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, fuck, I haven't got many left, actually.
Neither do I.
Charity!
How do I eat this?
With your face. And
Okay. Just like tuck straight in.
perhaps a fork.
Ugh, I've got like food on my face. Thanks.
It's about 2 hours have passed now, so you're about halfway through your trance.
Do you want to prod Elora?
Finny constantly just
She doesn't wake
"Have a
up.
drink. He's just like constantly offering you stuff if you need it. He just kind of like leaves. Otherwise, he kind of leaves you guys alone. Eventually, other people start filtering in to the tavern. As especially now, you can definitely see the night sky starts to come across. It gets much darker. The blood moon's kind of rising. You can see the stars twinkling into existence. The people that kind of enter the tavern is you see the marshal. Briefly step in, he seems to speak to Finny. He kind of gives you a nod, the tip of his hat, but he seems to speak to Finny, who hands him a package, like a parcel of food, a couple of like plates and goblets, some like sealed bottles, and then he heads off. Dana, the blacksmith, enters. She looks around. She kind of gives you two a nod that she's met them before. She sees this guy and just like
I got like food in my teeth. And I'm like,
She just laughs. She goes over and she's like, Finny, come on, usual, please. And he's just like, oh, of course, Dan. And he slides over like a tankard of ale.
I keep an eye on like what is given.
It looks to be like a very local, basic ale, like a frothy, wheaty beer, effectively.
I weep on the inside.
She just starts necking it back, and she's just like you can see like she occasionally stops and rubs her arms, like sore muscles and that sort of thing. And then more and more locals come in. They seem very uneasy when they see that you're already in here. They kind of look around. They see Finny. They see the blacksmith lady. They seem to stick together. They take a booth as far away as possible, and they just kind of like huddle together and sort of whisper. Again, the locals still have that air of fear and worry, and things are going. There are evil things afoot in the town, and you can occasionally hear them mumbling, talking about like who they think might be responsible. One of them still thinks it might be the drow. One of them thinks it might be, spirits or ghosts that are trying to take some sort of revenge. And the others are just like the other one seems to think it might be somebody like in the town itself. This is all just a trick. Like it's a killer. They need to find it within town. It's all very much like just locals gossiping with each other, trying to figure out what's going on. Do you guys do anything out in particular for the next few hours?
I just mentioned to both of them that I'd quite like to know what happened when I was away. Let's wait for Alora to wake up and maybe we can chat. Because I'm kind of interested in this town and I kind of want to leave it too. So let's figure this stuff out when she wakes up.
Okay. So after about 2 hours, Alora, you finish your trance, you finish your daily rest. You wake up, you feel much more refreshed. You have hit points back. You have
food.
half your hit dice. Did you spend any hit dice?
I did.
Okay, so you get half your level in hit dice back. So you get 1 hit dice back, and you get your spell slots as well.
And there's a plate of food waiting for you.
It's a little bit cold now.
Still good.
I'd say actually you can probably thaumaturgy it up again. You can probably heat the food. You can kind of wave a hand over and it starts.
I've got
to steam
thaumaturgy.
Thermaturgy. I got one.
Put your finger in Juto's food. Bubbles start coming around.
Don't worry, it's magic. Heats it up. Look, feel it.
Okay.
Hey, Laura. Weird dream?
So yeah, you see this bowl of food in front of you. Cam just starts talking to you immediately before you even really fully come out into the world.
I'm going to pick up the bowl of food, put it on the table. Are you sitting at the same table as Juto now?
Yeah.
I want to put that in the table, and I want to go up to Cam and just fucking prod his forehead.
Oh, you did feel it.
Yeah, just...
Okay.
Yeah, not
okay.
fun, is it? And then I'm going to sit down and say, is this from you?
And I pour you a glass of rice wine and slide it over.
Thank you. And I just bow my head towards her and start eating. I've never seen it, but...
She celebrates the red moon too.
Oh, is there
In
a
a
red
tiefling
moon?
one.
Yeah, so you see outside, you can see a harvest moon's risen, like a red blood moon. You don't know the festivities that these two seem to be celebrating. It's not something you're aware of. You could both make religion checks if you particularly want.
I'm going to make a religion check.
Yep.
You could ask me.
14.
13.
13. You probably have heard that there is a festival of Avandra around the first harvest moon. You don't know the customs or anything like that, but there is a holy festival for it. It's kind of like a day of celebration kind of thing, but you don't know much about it. But it kind of makes sense that what Cam's saying is that there's something.
Happy golden light for my favorite elf, Trell. I'm joking. There you go.
Thanks.
Good luck. Can you, Trell?
Did you give them both a coin
I'm
as well?
clicking. Yeah.
So he hands you a gold coin.
Don't spend it. You guys know Avandra, right?
Uh-huh.
Golden light. It's good
I've
luck.
heard of it.
So for today, once you can choose to have advantage on any roll, but only once.
Oh my god, it actually works. Incredible.
Is that anyone who has the lucky
The
gold
coin
piece?
from Cam, yeah.
So,
Okay.
So, but you have to say it before you roll. So you have to say, I want to
Get
use
it.
my golden light coin or something like that, and you can have advantage.
Okay.
on
You guys
a
don't
check.
celebrate anything on Harvest Moon?
Oh, actually, would Laura celebrate anything on Harvest Moon?
You can make something up if you like. I only made something up for those two
No.
because it's the easiest way to do it.
I don't think so.
The nighttime starts to come and go. It's about 11 p.m. at this point. By the time she finishes her rest, coming out of the trance, it's about 11 p.m. You can see that the village nobody's going around. Like even the 3 men that were sat down, once it gets to about 11, they leave, and you can see them. They seem to be muttering about heading home. You look outside, you can see people shutting doors, shutting window shutters. There is an air of fear and suspicion, still very heavy. And Finney kind of looks around. He's like, "Oh, we should probably think about actually closing the door and locking up for the night. Whatever it is that's out there. It's not tried to take anyone from the tavern yet, but I don't know. Maybe now that you're here, they might try. I don't know.
Maybe we should go back to the prison where the drow is. Now that it's getting dark.
Sleep.
So
how about in the morning?
You two and you're feeling refreshed. Like you've had your trance. I mean, you guys have been awake for pretty much the whole day. You are going to start feeling tired in the next couple of hours.
How about break of dawn? We'll all go over there and sort this mess out. I want to talk to that half-elf that imitated me too. But obviously,
Someone may die in the night, though. That's when this thing comes.
That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, you guys need to tell me what you guys got up to when I was very busy with important stuff.
When you were trying to flirt with people who were already married, you mean?
What? Yeah. No. Well, anyway.
Just roll that conversation over. Just roll it over.
So the deaths in the town. What did you guys find out? What did you guys do?
There is a magical creature behind all of this.
Right.
People are being drawn out of
So
the
it's not
village.
animals then.
No. They're hearing voices of dead loved ones calling them out, and it's like they're possessed and they have to leave.
Do they
And
ever see them?
People have tried. Apparently so. People have tried to hold them down, but it's like they're possessed. They're determined to leave, and they always get killed. There's been no survivors yet.
God damn. All right. Well.
Although we did get attacked by a swarm of ravens. So there are some animals that are not safe. They said they were being controlled by a woman of bones. Does that
Woman
mean
of
anything?
bones. Do I know anything about that?
You would need to give me a history check.
That is a 9.
Nope.
I don't
Not
know anything
like-
about raisins.
Yeah. There's just, you think, I mean, you know a few stories, like camp stories and stuff like that. You can't think of anything that involves like a
Doesn't ring a
woman of
bell.
bones.
Woman of bones. I mean, everyone's got bones technically, so I don't know why her bones are so special.
When we investigated one of the farmhouses, the Kingswood farm, we discovered the entire family in their barn, and they had been gutted. They were missing body parts, they were missing organs.
And bones.
And bones.
They took just everything but the flesh.
There is a local folklore, a rather charming nursery rhyme about a witch who
I sense
eats
this
children.
is tiefling sarcasm, yep. There it is. So not charming at all.
I don't know what sarcasm is.
I can understand that.
Is it a human thing?
Yeah, it's a human thing. Humans are so silly. Can we rest and then we'll definitely tackle this first thing in the morning? How about that, Laura, huh? I know you just tranced already.
Someone
You can
will
rest.
die tonight.
But I'm not going to rest because someone's going to die. And we can't do nothing. It's up to you. If you want to rest, you can rest.
Oh, now I
but-
feel bad. All right, let's go save a life.
What would you guys like to do?
I want to go I think we should go into the middle of the town. And
Incidentally,
just,
I've also slipped you some rice wine as well. I didn't know
Okay.
where you were, like, you know. But
I was
I
currently
just
sat
like
at
to
the
say-
bar. I think Trinidad
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very stoically at the bar, like, please, Cam, go away.
Yeah, you definitely got some rice wine as well. I would just say.
I'm downing it.
Just like, ooh, douche, another.
Trell,
do you think that
we gotta save a life. So you come along.
Do you think the centre of town we would see everything from there? Should we stay by the fountain or
Well, where's the kills happen?
they happen
In the fields.
but
Well, we should go to the fields then.
people are being drawn from their houses.
I show you
Okay.
my map that
Which-
I drew. I take out my map.
You're
and
very
show
good at
you.
art. Parchment.
And these are where.
I will get you the
We've
knife.
also
Where we
got
are?
that
And this is where the
old
kills
ruin, the manor house. The marshal told us about. There was
There's-
some sort of
this is the
vault
most
there.
recent kill.
Remember something about
Yeah.
the treasure?
This is
So that's
the
also
ruined
something we
manor
need to
there.
think about.
wow.
Going and having a look at.
Here's my amazing map that I drew earlier. So we are.
So yeah, you're
here.
right. There was the
And
marshal
these are
did
where
tell
the
you about
kills are.
the
Ruined
This is the
manor.
most recent
the
kill.
abandoned, the
This is where
old
the
ruined manor with
ravens attacked
there
us
used to
and
be
the
a
barnyard
local
was.
story of a vault
We haven't
beneath it.
investigated this. This
You see it
farm
hidden
family hasn't checked
in
in
the
either,
local
so chances are
bumpkins
they're dead
finding
too.
it.
Yeah.
And that's where we got attacked by the will-o-wisp. So in all of this, I'm kind of filling in.
It's like this
We have to
middle
save
ring.
Trell again. Twice.
It's almost like a pattern.
Just like,
Didn't
shut up.
tell everybody, you know.
Yeah. Shut up.
What was that?
Oh yeah, you do notice that Trellamar, like his duster coat, it was quite dirty.
Inverness
before.
cape.
Inverness cape, sorry. His Inverness cape. It has
Get it
quite
right.
large tears in it, like on the back, like it was ripped by something.
I don't really say anything about
Okay.
that.
Putting it out
Good.
there.
There's too many houses for us to split off and just observe, but we could be central to some of them, like potentially around the abandoned farmstead. We could see these few.
Yeah, when he indicates the abandoned farmstead, that was where you encountered the will-o-wisp.
The farmstead is not safe.
It's not safe at all. There's a
any of this
very
safe?
malevolent spirit there. It's feeding off of sorrow.
Willow
We
wisp.
don't want to go
So
there.
does this one.
And there's a force field down in the basement.
That was quite funny. That was quite funny. Sorry.
I have to pull Trell out of the window to run away from it, so
Is that why? Ooh.
Yeah.
That's gonna cost a lot.
fine. Well, life coat.
Things for now.
Okay. Where do you guys think is? Because you guys have been around town. I haven't really been around town. I've just been in one house. Where do you think we should go? Educate guess.
Should we go to the edges of the fields?
Shall I put it on the camera so that we can all see it on the screens?
So we're in the town. Is there a place between the ruined manor and the farmstead?
There is a field there, yes, that has not yet had a murder in it.
But if people are coming out of the town,
Do you want to mark the X's with a black pen? So they
Oh, actually, I've got one here. I use my working pen.
maybe
with my pen mark?
I hate this pen.
Okay.
maybe we could.
These are the ones that you've checked and they're being
No,
Attacked.
there,
attacked.
there
One
were
where
murders
They're
have
attacks. Right. And you've been to
There's a
that
little
place in
one.
the middle where it's surrounded by hedges and trees, and the will-o-wisp was there.
Yeah.
So this is where they
happened in the
encountered the
abandoned
will-o-wisp.
farmstead.
Right.
This is the ruined manor that the marshal told you there's an old story about there being a vault hidden beneath it. This is the Kingswood farm, which is where you face the ravens. There's also
Family
stories that
farm
the
murders.
Green family farm has not been heard of as well.
Yep.
And then the rest of it is all stuff you don't either know about or stuff you haven't checked. The other farms, the people have made it to the village safely.
So there's most people are in the village just
Yeah.
now then.
Yeah.
So I think we should stay by the village.
Could I
On
just
the outskirts of the village.
Go on.
So that we
get
can
up
stop
and
anyone
just
who
be
tries
like,
to
right,
leave.
you can faff around, messing around, trying to work out where you want to go. I'm going to head off to that old manor, and if anyone wants to join me, you can come and catch up with me. But I'm going to head off over there.
On your own?
Yep.
Well,
I'm not going to
guys,
be waiting around.
Someone's made a decision. I'm going to follow
So,
him.
I mean, you can stay here, you
Is that the
can,
top left corner thing?
So that
No,
is
it's
this one.
All right.
you can question halflings or whatever you want to do, but I'm heading off over there. I'm going to be proactive about this. We've been
That's
sat
not
around,
like
we've
me.
been sat
are you
around
going
too
there?
long.
Why do you think we need to go there?
Well, just it's one of the places we haven't investigated, and there seems to be something in a vault. There's a story.
We could investigate it in the morning. I'd rather try and stop people leaving the village and to get killed.
Do we split the group?
Interestingly, I am with the elf, the female elf.
The Felf. Felf and the Melf.
Tonight on all nights in Tiefling religion, innocents cannot die. I would stay here and protect whoever gets called out.
Someone's going to get called out of this village. We need to be near the gates to stop them running into these fields.
Well, you'll be there. There's three of you.
Okay.
I want to head off.
I'm going to stay here.
Okay.
Good luck.
So you're going to go off towards the manor.
Don't
Yeah.
die this time, because I won't be there to
Yeah,
save
don't be
you.
the one that dies, Trell. That would really suck for us.
Interesting. So,
I won't be there to stand in your face.
you head off towards the vault.
Yep.
What are the three of you going to do?
I want to stay, like... Is that side of the village that's closest to the fields, like, sort of... Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, there is a wooden palisade wall around the whole thing. There is a gate
there's
here
two
and a
gates
gate
to get out.
Yeah.
Guys, we should.
And then currently
We
you
should
guys are
stay-
like, you guys are here.
That's the fountain.
We can shout.
So if we're at the fountain, can we see both gates? We should stay around the fountain.
All right, let's patrol around the fountain. I'll stay close to the southern gate. You guys stay a little bit close to the north gate, and we'll
Okay.
call to each other if we see anything.
Yep.
Okay. Right, so, Trellamon.
Do you want to
You
Don't freak
make
him
your way-
down.
As you reach the north-facing gate, there are
You
two
tried.
men on guard.
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh, sorry, mate. The marshal said that we're not supposed to let anybody out, just in case are you hearing voices or anything?" And they like level their spears, like it doesn't like in a threatening way, but like in a way to try and get you to stop. But they're like, hey, "You're not trying to follow voices or anything, are you?"
No, I'm helping the marshal with his investigation, so you should let me pass.
Okay. They don't seem to want to mess with you. Like they're just so unfamiliar with your kind that they're just sort of like, "Oh, okay." And they just kind of open the gates and just want to let you out as quickly as possible.
Okay.
You head out, and the fields definitely take there's a different feeling to them at night. Suddenly, that tall wheat field, it's no longer calm and serene. It now seems quite oppressive. So tall, like you can't really see through it. You end up sticking to kind of like the path that you followed before. You know, following, alongside the fields rather than going through them. The night sky is overhead. You can see all the stars. And it's this, but there's also an element here now where you feel closest to the things that you work with, and you can almost hit those whispers in the back of your mind do go a bit stronger.
Okay.
And it's just kind of whispering to you things, sort of just like, seek it out, find what I've told you to find. Stop them, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just whispering, like it's just repeated, and it's enough that it doesn't distract you, but it just kind of tickles in the back of your mind. You make your way to the ruin, and you find it really to be just that, a series of broken walls. Some of them were probably once interior walls, but are now nothing more than short, barely come up to your waist, really, just crumbled into stone, centuries and centuries of, past, hundreds of years. And you begin looking around, and give me an investigation check.
Oh, 9.
Okay. You spend probably a good couple of hours just searching around. You find that there are large parts of the original stone floor still there. Some of it's overgrown with grass, but some of the stone floor is still visible. You do spend a long time just searching around, but even you don't seem to be able to find any sort of like hidden joins or trapdoors. You try and use magical senses, but again, there's just nothing really kind of leading you to think that there is something there. Maybe it is just stories that you've heard. Meanwhile, you guys in the town, it gets to probably be about 2 a.m. You two are starting to feel really tired now, but you're keeping yourselves awake. The short rest is enough to kind of, it's more like you taking a breather. To sleep is a long rest. It's not like you had a nap. It's kind of like you took a bit of time, you bandaged your wounds, that sort of thing. It's just, you had a long day, and it's now starting to wear on you a little bit. Not to the point where you're exhausted, but it's just wearing on you. You're obviously a lot more alert. Around about 1 a.m., I need all three of you to give me perception checks.
Natural 20!
Pretty good.
5.
First one, 5. 12.
I see everything!
I say forever.
You're the first one to hear it. Actually,
Uh-oh.
Your ears fall off.
You are blind.
what was the name of your childhood friend? I can't remember.
Oh no.
I can't remember her name. I should do. I should have written it down.
He's gonna be called Fields and they're gonna kill him.
Oh, good.
Oh, good luck with that. Enjoy.
Let go.
Enjoy
Screw
sorting
it.
that
Just, yeah, go.
Morella? Yeah. You hear Morella's voice. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Well, it's 15.
15. Morella's voice is like, Cam, it's me. But you know that's not. There is magic behind that voice. That is not her
Guys,
Yeah?
voice.
the illusion is in my brain.
No, you physically hear it as if it's nearby, and you glance and you can see running between two of the things is the image of Mirella, like running, but you can see her form is, slightly wavering now. You've kind of seen through the magic, and you know that there is an illusion there.
I just
And
shout.
she's like beckoning you, like, come.
Follow me! This way! And I'm running.
Where are you going?
The
Like,
thing!
you just see-
No
you just
question,
see-
just follow.
You just see him start running.
The thing!
He runs
Okay.
towards the north gate. Occasionally, you just glance images of this illusionary Mirella, just jumping between the buildings. Like she appears over there, then she appears over here, then she appears ahead of you.
Right.
You just hear this voice like, "I'm outside the gates. Please, Cam, I need you. I need your help, please."
Yeah, I bet you do, love. I'm still running.
Give me a deception check, actually.
13.
So you kind of you say that, and then as you're running, and then the image seems to stop, turn, and then it vanishes.
Ah, shit. It's gone, guys.
Where did you last see it?
By the gate. It was beckoning me to go outside the gate.
Of course, I want you to go outside the gate. That's what's happening here. It's
Why
drawing
don't
people
you go
out.
outside the gate?
I kind of want to. It's probably out there somewhere. But if we go out, we might not. We might lose someone else.
Can we
Of all the
face it?
humans I had to save tonight, why did it have to be you?
Happy golden light!
You guys all ran to the north gate, right? Because that's what you were
North
you
gate.
were led to. Okay. Give me perception checks, all three of you again.
That's a roll
Natural
I could-
20!
Oh shit! Are you serious?
I got 19.
Okay, 19, natural 20, low.
What'd you get?
I got a 4!
4. Juto, you're just so distracted by everything. You two, about an hour later, sort of like you're making your way back towards the centre, kind of discussing what's happened. A short time afterwards, you see one of the townsfolk, a handsome-looking young man, maybe in his sort of like late teens. Looks like he's one of the militiamen. He seems to be moving towards the south gate at a kind of like a run, not a run, but like a fast jog. And he jogs, and you can see him reach the two gate guards. And as he reaches them, the two gate guards seem to be momentarily like they just don't see him. And he seems to walk up to the gate, open it, and the guards don't
Running.
react.
Run,
And
run,
then he
run,
gets
run,
out.
run,
Juto!
run, no, run.
You guys
Stop looking at the sky!
You guys run to them, and the guards kind of see you, and
I
they're
was
like,
looking
"Oi,
at
what
the
are you
button.
doing? Wait."
Someone went
We're
out.
not
Someone
out.
left.
No, they didn't.
No
We've been right
time!
here the
Someone
whole time.
left.
Past.
We're still
time,
running.
push it
We're
past.
just.
Okay, as you go to try and push past them, he's like, "No, stop them! They've been charmed or something." And
Can I
he tries
try
to
and duck out the way?
He tries to grapple you. No. He dives, and you just kind of juke to the side, and he just slides down into the ground. The other one was going
Sorry.
for you. What's your AC? 15? Is it higher than 15?
13.
13. This guard manages to grab you, and he grabs his arms around your waist and sort of lifts you off the ground.
No, stop
Juto,
it! Please,
help her
someone's
out.
left.
I'm
You
going.
didn't see
I'm
it.
running.
No, they didn't. We've been here the whole
Someone
time.
left.
You're
Can I
crazy.
turn into a dire wolf?
Yes.
Right now.
You can. You do that. He's like, "Whoa!" It's like his arms are just broken wide as this enormous, heavy form just literally just land on top of
Yeah,
him.
and just run out the gate.
Okay.
And he's allergic to
so
dogs.
you pull the gates open, and then the three of you just dash out.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Cam,
He's never seen
you
it
watch
before.
Elora. Just her form distorts into that of a purple wolf, effectively.
I hold back some vomit. Because I see her whole face just...
And just more
Oh, shit!
I just want to turn towards him and growl at him.
Okay. So you guys rush off. You hear from where you are, sound would travel you very faintly. Give me a perception check just to see how
Oh,
much
please
you
roll
hear.
high. Come on, Trelemar.
19.
19.
Ah,
You definitely hear shouting coming from the village, cries coming out. You've spent a good 2 hours looking around this place. Maybe it's hidden to you.
Bit cold.
Maybe the stories are
Yeah.
stories you don't know, but you couldn't find anything.
Boring, right?
He hates being
So
wrong
you
there.
hear, shouting, you hear shouting coming from the village. What do you want to do?
If anyone asks, I found
some
something
moss.
amazing. And you all missed out.
But yeah, you can spread that lie. Are you going to head up towards?
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna head over
okay.
to the-
So you start making your way
shadow.
back from here, which will probably the shortest route would be this way.
Okay.
The three of you chase after this man who is basically running. He's got a little bit of distance on you, but you are much faster
I'm
than he is.
faster.
But the problem is he basically beats you out the gate, and then as you're just about to reach him when he gets to the wheat field. and you see his form just disappear into the wheat, and then you just see rustling of the field itself just as he makes his way through it, and you lose sight
As
of him.
a wolf, can I smell him
Yes,
better?
you can. Yes, you can. So you can still try and track him. So
So
what
I
I
won't
need
do
you
that.
to do is give me a perception check.
So it's an extra 20.
Well,
Oh, shit.
you basically you have his scent immediately. You have a heavy scent of sandalwood and straw and sweat and a working man, leather. And you just track him. You're like
These 20s are off the chain.
you're just following him through.
Makes up
The
Nice.
the thick wheat does make it a lot harder.
Okay.
But eventually you catch up on him and he's like oh! And he sees the wolf
Can
and
I,
he's like
as
no.
a wolf, just pin him down on
Okay,
the floor?
make an attack roll, like a bite attack. But
A bite attack,
But you're not
but I'm not
actually
gonna bite him.
Yeah, it's a grapple.
Where's my dire wolf?
Dribble on him.
Blah.
19.
19. You grab him, just gently. You don't bite down, but you knock him off of his feet and then pin him with a paw down.
Yeah.
You're much heavier than it. You just put this 2 paws on his chest, and he's desperately trying to get free. He's like, no, she needs my help. She needs my help.
I'm just gonna. I
Cassandra,
can't say
she's
anything,
out there.
I'm just
She's
gonna-
hurt. And he's like, no, please, I've got to save her.
Do we catch up at this
Do
point?
we see anything else around?
Juto
him?
catches up before you do. You're kind of lagging behind as she
Following this
zooms
tail.
off. Yeah, she zooms off. Because you're 50 feet, she's 40 feet, and you're 30 feet, so you're staggered as you're running.
my heart!
And eventually you two catch up, and you find the direwolf pinning this man. And he's like, no, please! And you're kind of just inside of the wheat field at this point. So yeah,
Can I try and drag him out of the wheat fields?
you can start to, yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
well-
quite hard because he's fighting you. In fact, you need to give me a strength check as your
Oh.
direwolf form.
Wait, I don't know what my strength as a direwolf is.
So it would be +3,
17.
17. Surprisingly, he actually manages to kind of keep up with you. He doesn't break free, but you
Okay.
don't drag him either. He's
Okay.
literally digging his hands into the ground. He's like, no! He's just pulling on wheat stalks and trying to pull. You're focused on him, but can you two give me a perception check? So you arrive and see this happening.
I keep almost rolling my cookie.
You go to,
I don't know
pick up
why.
and
I
roll
gotta
your
pick it
cookie.
up and I pick up my cookie.
Perception, you say?
Yep.
18.
Jesus Christ, you're rolling crazy.
9,
10.
10.
You've not really been out in these wheat fields before, so you don't really notice anything immediately present. You kind of look up. I mean, the wheat goes up 5-6 feet. It's
Right.
really tall. It covers you entirely.
Mhm.
You look up and you swear for a moment you saw something move, but you look around and the wheat field's empty. There's just nothing in it. You try and go up on your tiptoes. You look around and there's just blank. It's just the tops of wheat sheaves. There does seem to be something which looks like maybe a little stand in the middle of the wheat fields, but it's just empty. There's nothing there.
So I saw a flittering of something.
Something, yeah.
A dot. I saw a dot!
Let's put. So you guys are about here. Do.
So I've caught up at this point, yeah, and I'm with them.
And then let's have.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
a little man.
I swear I saw something move above the wheat field. It's weird.
It is at that point, as Cam's kind of saying that, this man is desperately trying to break free of you, but you're not. You're kind of just barely keeping you in place. He's frenzied almost, just pulling away, just no, please, 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 please. And then, Cam, that's when you suddenly sense that you're not alone. There's something in this field with you.
Weapons out! Something's here.
The wind just blows gently. The wheat just shifts and ripples.
I'm going to get one of my daggers out
Mhm.
and pin his clothes to the ground so he doesn't move.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Okay, so you do that. You pin his cloak.
Not my favourite one.
He doesn't seem to realise it at first, but you kind of get this sense of this thing. The wheat just kind of ripples in the breeze as you feel it. The night sky twinkling overhead. And Juto, that's when it's taken you a bit of time because you knew there was something off, but you couldn't figure out what it was. You've been out in these wheat fields before, and you look up over the wheat fields, and you know that there's one thing that's missing, something that's always been there that you've never really paid any attention to. The scarecrow's not there anymore.
Bah, fucking scarecrow.
And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back after
Oh,
that.
shit.
Thank God I really I need the toilet.
Yep, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. So Steve, if you can sort that out, we're going to take a quick break, and
We'll
then
be
we'll come back to finish off this little bit.
Don't
of
go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Creepy
We'll be
scarecrows!
right back.
Yay!
Scarecrow.
I'm already in the bathroom.
Bye.
People of that law, raise your voices for the national anthem. God bless Dadloff, our proud and sovereign land. All rise for Dadloff, its power will withstand. Glorious nation of Dadloff, so lovely and so free, with bountiful resources like gin, moustaches and tea. For goodness sake, make no mistake, we've had troubles in our past, but don't forget we're still a threat and our culture's unsurpassed. God bless Dadloff, our blessed land of pig. Noble leader of Dadloff, his brain is very big. People of Dadloff, raise up your swords once more to defend the precious motherland. We will go to war. We may be small, but we'll fight them all until the very last man. And some will say we've had our day, and we sure could use a hand. So please help Dadloff, their armies are on the shore. We admit we're a little bit shit, and we can't fight anymore.
People of Dadloff, you have served me well, but today it is our darkest hour. We must fight to survive. Fight, fight on. Dadloffians, block the swords with your bodies and hold them back. Block them, men. Fight for your honor and fight for your country. Dadloff will hold. Dadloff forever.
Remember, sweet Dadloff, its legend will live on. Our lands they take, our heads on stakes, but our hearts beat ever on. Remember Dadloff.
Brothers of the mind rejoice. Swing, swing, swing with me. Raise your pick and raise your voice. Sing, sing, sing with me. Down and down into the deep. Who knows what we'll find beneath? Diamonds, rubies, gold and more, hidden in the mountain store. Born underground, suckled from a teeth of snow. Raised in the dark, the safety of a mountain home. Skin made of iron, still in dig makes us free. Come on, brother, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. The sunlight will not reach too slow. Deep, deep in the eye. Never seen a blue moon glow. Fly so high. Fill a glass and down some meat. Stop your bellies at the feast. Stumble home and fall asleep. Dreaming in our mountain deep. Born underground, grown inside a rocky womb. The earth is our cradle. The mountain shall become our tomb. Face us on the battlefield. You will meet your doom. We do not fear what lies beneath. We can never dig too deep. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. Born underground, suckled from a teat of stone, raised in the dark, the safety of a mountain home, skin made of iron, steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brother, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole.
Hello and welcome back to High Rollers. Sorry, I'm currently trying to stuff something into an envelope here. But yes, thank you very much for coming back. We are going to carry on with things. Woo! If I can, I'm going to do that later. Right. Brush your hair. So, when last we left things, the group had just wandered into the fields, or some of them. Some of them had gone off to investigate.
Some of them are being reckless.
No, some of them are doing what their characters should do, which is totally fine. And as they went out into the wheat
Your track
fields,
record.
they were
Just not always existing.
Immersion, guys!
ambushed by strange creature. So, as you guys are there in the wheat field, the three of you are, Chulamar, as you will be hearing of this encounter. So basically, as they start the encounter, you're kind of halfway between the wheat field, and you will hear the sounds of battle coming from it. I would assume you would come to their aid, or you would investigate. If that's not the case, tell me now, and you will just
No, I'll come to their aid.
and you will come in a few rounds,
Okay.
effectively. Laura is currently in wolf form. So, what I need from everybody, first and foremost, is initiative. Now, this map that you can see, I don't know if it's very obvious. The way to think of this is a field of wheat. So there are individual sheaves of wheat. So currently, unless you are next to each other, you cannot see beyond that. You can literally see who is next to you. Beyond that, there's just wheat. It's like walls and walls of wheat.
Do we leave a trail behind us?
Ever so slightly, you kind of pushing
about
some
the
stuff
dire
down.
wolf?
You
Quite
can
big.
make space, but
Quite
it's
big.
kind of like you're not just like
does
flattening it
sort of
completely. It
bounce
does
back.
kind of come back up.
Okay.
Initiatives: Juto,
21.
21.
Wow.
Cam,
Jeez.
7.
7. Elora,
13.
13. Can you do one for me as well,
Oh,
just
yeah.
so that when you get here,
20.
20.
When it freaking counts.
I'm also
Exactly.
going to roll for Mr. wearing the guardsman.
Mr. Man of
The
Guarding.
man on the floor.
Yep, who's currently pinned by you and a dagger, pinning his cloak to the
I'm a
ground.
dagger down.
And then, of course, we need our monster.
No, we don't. We don't
There's
need
no
him.
monsters. It's fine.
Yeah, he can take a holiday if he wants.
Yeah.
Juto, you, as soon as Cam says, like, guys, weapons out, and, like, you become aware that there is a presence, you can't see it. This thick wall of wheat is just surrounding you. But you know there is something out there. You can hear rustling in the wheat, but it's very difficult to pinpoint where it is. You can try and attack where you think it is. You can make perception checks to try and work out where it is, but it will have disadvantage. You'll have disadvantage on attacks unless you can physically see it. What would you like to do?
I would like to spin both my guandao and my tail around, so I'm kind of like spinning
Try
around with my tail out and my guandao out, so try and flatten the wheat around us.
Okay. So you don't need to make an attack roll. You bring the guandao, which is a slashing weapon. You just cut like a large ring around you of this thick wheat. It just slices it, quite far down. And for a moment, all three of you catch a glimpse of this creature just on the outskirts of where you've managed to cut the circle, making its way through. It's a gangly figure. You can see kind of wooden limbs stuffed with like burlap sack and straw poking out between it. You can see kind of a glint of what almost look like metal claws just kind of dragging across the ground from these long gangly limbs.
Dad?
And just this burlap sacked kind of head with like this awkward farmer's clothing just vanish back into the wheat. But you catch enough of a glimpse of it that you know where it is. You don't actually strike it, but you create kind of a space around you that if it tries to come close, it'll be
can see it coming.
visible. And you whip around doing that. You can still move if you'd like. I'd take that would probably be an attack action to do that, but you could certainly still move.
I'd like to position myself in front of the guard, is it?
Yeah, the man,
yeah.
like the young man on the floor.
Yeah,
So you're kind of
I'm
standing over
standing
him.
over him,
Okay.
like ready to protect him.
Yep. Just gonna put you. Yeah, so you're kind of like stood over him, protecting him. He still seems to be in the middle of scrambling, trying to get Elora off of him. He still seems to be, he's now. There's awareness of like he knows what's going on, and he's kind of looking around like, suddenly kind of coming to his senses a little bit. Trelamar is not here yet. Basically bursting from the wheat into the circle that you've created around you, this figure launches itself with a sudden kind of burst of speed. Give me perception checks, the three of you.
12.
7.
What's my perception of my wolf?
You have advantage on smell, but that won't help you on this one, I'm afraid.
wait.
I rolled 16. I don't know.
16. Yeah.
What is my perception? on
You glance up in enough time to see this creature burst out. Unfortunately, the other two do not. It kind of snuck its way around and it bursts out from between Cam. The creature kind of lurches out towards you, and now you can see in its full thing a stitched smile raised up in a kind of horrible grin, stitched eyes. You can see this kind of awkward farmer's shirt stuffed with straw, but now it moves and ripples with sort of an unnatural strength. You can see what looks to be something glowing in the straw in its chest, as it drags these kind of wooden twig-like limbs which drag its claws around on the ground. It tries to go for the creature you're standing over, the man that you're standing over. Because of your standing over him and protecting him, normally the creature would have advantage to attack, but you're kind of removing that advantage by protecting him.
I'm
so
on
it
top
tries
of
to
him
strike.
too.
Yeah, so he's basically got cover against the attack, and so he doesn't have the advantage per se. Still think that's going to hit though. So even with the advantage of you being cover, this creature kind of just rakes its claws, and you can see them that they kind of seem to grow unnaturally, and it digs these horrible claw marks into the ground, and it just cuts at this young man.
Is there nothing I can do to stop, like, get in the way, like, even at the kind of risk of hurting myself?
You were doing that like already to kind of like
so-
put it, but it increases his armor. But it just has this. It seems to strike with very sudden accuracy.
Yeah.
6, he's taken 6. The young man's like ah as it tears open his side. He's not unconscious. He's just like ah, and you can see he's got these heavily bleeding wounds. And the creature now like looks around. With its second attack, though, now it struck you. You kind of like position yourselves, and it will probably go for. Let's roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes with its second claw. It strikes up at you, trying to knock you away from it and your protective stance. 10 to hit.
14 armor class.
You just spring your one down, reflect this kind of claw away as it bounces off of it, and it just kind of looks around, its kind of head twisting and like bobbing. It doesn't make any noise, it just kind of looks at you with an awkward silence. The young man at the floor, sensing he's now in danger, he pulls your dagger free and brings it up to defend himself. And he rolls onto the other side of you, kind of using you as a bit more cover. There's definitely some training in there protecting me. He kind of holds his wounded side and then holds the blade out, and then seems to be sticking as close to you as possible. He's just like, "What is that thing? What's going on?"
Doesn't matter, we're killing it. Also, don't lose that.
Okay, Elora.
Okay, so the creature's right. Is he within 5 feet of Juto or Cam?
He is next to you both. Yeah.
So I get advantage on attack rolls.
Yep. We all have tactics.
So I'm just going to bite attack.
Okay.
So
I
purple.
rolled 16, so I definitely 16, 17, 18, 18.
That hits.
Uh,
Yeah, you kind of tear into the burlap and straw.
3. 5 damage.
5 damage.
I rolled 2 ones.
You bite into it and you tear away at some of the burlap and the
Can I
straw.
make sure I go for the bit that glows in his chest? I want to bite that area.
As you bite in, you can feel that there is... You're just tearing at straw and burlap. Like, there is magic that is keeping this creature together. And yes, you've injured its physical form, but it seems to be resistant in some way.
Okay.
So that was your attack action. Would you like to try and move, or are you going to stay where you are?
I'm going to just stand as close, just defend the guy behind.
Okay, cool. Cam.
Me? Oh, Trell's not here
Trell's
yet.
not here yet.
Here.
I'm going to invoke duplicity.
Okay.
So, pom, 2 of me.
Okay. You can be...
There's 2 of them
this
now!
And I...
So a secondary Cam shimmers into existence. Whereabouts
right.
do you want to place it?
I'll just give him a little wink, and I want both of us to dart in opposite directions into the wheat,
Okay.
and use my movement to just get around the back.
So you disappear out into the wheat.
If I goes the
You-
opposite way,
Yep. So you
And
kind of go like that.
So we kind of disappear into the wheat.
And then you're going to try and circle back.
Yeah, so he loses sight of me and my
Okay.
dear friend.
Okay, yep, yeah. So you disappear out into the wheat.
So I just kind of look at him and then just go,
Yep, it seems to register. It like looks around, and you disappear out into the wheat. It doesn't know where you currently are. So that was your action and then your move. Juto.
Yo.
Juto, yo.
So you see this thing kind of like look around before you. Yep. You saw Elora's wolf form bite into it and tear away, but it just didn't seem phased by
We
it.
need magic. We need magic.
Come on, Trell, hurry up. Dude.
No, this is a long run. Have I got lost on the way?
Well, you are like trying to run through this wheat field as well at the moment, so you're kind of following the sounds of battle, and you
Like
can
running
hear
around in
like
circles.
clashing of like metal. You can hear growling of Elora's wolf form.
Okay, I can help him out with that. I'm going to set fire to things.
Okay.
I would like to light a torch.
Okay.
And then using the rice wine that I still have a bit of,
Yep.
I would like to essentially breathe fire,
You
like
wanna do
spit fire at the scarecrow,
Okay. Yep.
which hopefully can damage it and also light up the way for Trell.
Okay. You don't need to roll. I will make a saving throw. Okay. You kind of do it. It's not something you're practiced at doing. You've seen kind of performers do this sort of thing. You take the wine, you get the torch, you light it, you spit it. So it's quite hard to control. Like you kind of inhale. It's like you have to stop immediately.
resistant.
It doesn't hurt you, but it's kind of like it takes you aback a little bit. Roll me a d6.
Cube.
Yep, cube. 6-sided die.
Oh my god, 4.
Okay, it seems to resist, it seems to like dodge out of the way as it kind of like leaps back afraid of the flame, but it does seem to be very afraid, and it's just like, poof, and it catches it, and it definitely does seem to have some sort of effect on the creature. It kind of, it stays very away, and you can see bits of the straw sort of like stinged and beginning to like, you catch some of the wheat on fire, and it is starting to like burn away. You see this like spark like of flame up in the air, and then you like, okay, that way.
That looks like them.
You start making that way. And the whole thing of getting the torch out, lighting it, and then the rice wine is pretty much all you can do. On its turn, having just seen you done that, it now looks at you, and its stitched mouth opens up, and you can see the stitches stretch, and its eyes seem to glow with like a fiery ember. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
So
Saving throws.
these
So I
plus
get
one.
+1. 14.
14. This, you can sense that this thing is trying, there's an unnatural fear that seems to try and take hold of your chest, but you just remember what this holiday means, you remember everything it's taught you, and you're just like, no, I'm not afraid of this thing, and you just fight it down, and you fight the urge, and you can feel it trying to seize your body in fear, like paralyze you, and you're just like, no, and you just shut it out, and it doesn't have any effect, and it seems to be quite angry that you're not afraid of it, and so it instead tries to strike out at you. That's a miss. That is also a miss. So this thing just starts wailing at you with these claws, and you're just battering it away with the Guandao. Again, I can't roll for shit when I try and hit Kim. As soon as you arrive, Charles dead.
Wow.
Is restored.
Child trips over his own coat.
So yeah, it just
And
tries to
controls and
lay
punches.
into you and just has no purchase.
Intriguing.
One more, like you're making your way there, and you're probably going to get there in the next few
Gonna
seconds.
be bloody knackered by the time I get there.
You are like booking it over there pretty much. The guardsman, he just kind of takes a moment back, and he instead will just try and aid you. He kind of like is fighting over you. He's like throwing like attacks out to try and keep this thing off balance. So for you have advantage anyway. So I guess for you, next time you try and attack it, you'll have advantage against the creature to attack it. He's basically trying to like keep it occupied while it's trying to fight you. He's doing swipes at it to try and distract
Too
it.
many people to
Yeah.
track.
Laura, you'll go.
Is there any way that I can try and pin it down?
Yeah. You
Can I
and
do
grapple
that?
it. Yep. So give me a melee attack to use like one of your bites. Or actually, just do +3 for your strength. Actually.
15.
Yeah, you leap onto it. You don't quite knock it to the ground, but you manage to kind of like get your paws on its arms, and you're forcing it sort of like pinning its clawed arms.
Is he considered grappled?
He is considered grappled. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
But that's kind of your turn. Is like you've kind of managed to like wrap your paws and stuff around it. Cam.
So, bursting out of the wheat behind him.
Yep.
Both of us.
Woo!
And
two Cams come flying out of the wheat, daggers raised.
And just stabbing into his face while he's pinned to the floor.
Have you got 2 daggers out? 'Cause you can do offhand as a bonus action.
It will
as well.
be both eyes.
Okay.
My other guy is imitating me, but next to me without any daggers.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, you can have daggers as well. Like it's part of the illusion.
I get advantage on this roll, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah, 'cause you got
he'll
your
have
illusion.
daggers.
And he's grappled.
Yeah.
Sweet. That is a 17.
17 hits. Yep.
And,
You're using your daggers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 2d4, right, for each dagger?
1d4 plus your dex mod, and just roll it twice. 'Cause with the mods, it's a bit
Okay.
different.
So 4 for the first one, and 5 for the second.
It's also because this seems to, as you're cutting away, you seem to have the same problem as Laura. You're cutting away at the burlap and the straw. You're cutting away parts of it, but that doesn't seem to be what's making this creature go. Like you're treating it like it's a human, like a normal being, and it seems to be resistant to whatever it is you're fighting with.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to duck back into the wheat.
Okay, yeah. While it's grappled, it can't take an attack of opportunity against you. So you and the clone disappear back into the wheat and vanish from
So I'm
sight.
gonna move around a different direction, so
Mhm.
that they can't see where.
Cool. Yeah. So you guys shift around again. Move around. Juto.
I need magic. God damn it. So it's currently pinned underneath.
Yeah,
Laura.
Laura's kind of, it's not on the ground, but she's kind of got on top of it. She's like bitten one of its arms, pinned it to its chest. The other arm is kind of wrapped around by one of the claws. It doesn't seem to be able to move at the moment.
How's all the fire going? Okay, while it's kind of pinned down, I'd like to swing my guandao at it, but I'd like to swing it through a bit of wheat that's burning so that
Try and catch.
while the guandao is not on fire, it's sort of arcing some fire down
Yeah, you can
onto
try.
its face.
Yep.
What do I add to it? Is
Your
the
attack.
Yeah, so it's the first roll is to attack to hit.
19.
19, yeah, you spin it around. You catch some of the embers and the flames. It brings some of it down. It doesn't seem to have a great effect, but it definitely adds to it. The glow of the trail of embery light kind of swings down
It
from
looks
the outside. So now you roll the damage, and I will add on a little bit of extra for the embers.
That one.
D8 is that one.
5.
5. So, and again, yeah, it seems to strike through. Actually, I'll add that as well. The few embers that catch it, definitely it kind of reacts to. It kind of tosses away, but your blade, again, it seems to, the damage is resisted in some sort of way, as it kind of just takes the blow through its straw belly. The guard, seeing this opportunity while it's grappled, steps forward. He moves around Alora and around Juto,
Fire, we need magic and fire.
and he stabs at it. Rolls a natural 1. As he goes to stab with it, he kind of like, his wound, like, he's like, ah, and he kind of like, ah, and he backs off. He's like, ah, and he kind of like holds his dagger back into a defensive position. At this point, Trevor, seeing the flame, you kind of trace it through. It's taken you a bit of time to navigate through this field. You eventually burst through, just behind, I would say, sort of just behind Juto. You're kind of inside like this ring of wheat, and you can see that there's a clear space, some of it of which is burning away, and you can see this melee, this kind of group of fight, this fight going on just before you. You can see this creature is currently being like pinned by the wolf. It seems to be an animated scarecrow, but you can see these long metal claws on its hands where it shouldn't have anything. What would you like to do?
Have I got any way of setting my arrows alight?
I would say you could definitely probably have something like oil. You might have like lantern oil that you could pour over the arrowheads, set that alight, and then try and fire them.
Yeah.
It might work. You don't know. You've never tried anything like it before.
Let's give that a go.
Okay.
Yep.
So it takes you pretty much the whole turn. You pull out like a small cask of oil, normally used to refill your lantern. You pour it over the arrowheads, and then using some of the burning wheat nearby, You hold them up to it, quickly load them into the crossbow, take aim and fire.
Yep.
So yeah, roll to hit.
6.
6, okay. So you fire it and it just shoots past the creature like it seems to be like, all these hollow ribs, and it just fires through and it doesn't seem to catch any of it alight.
Okay.
You've still got a few of the oil soaked arrows, so you can keep trying it with those. But yeah, just kind of sets through and you can see it just launch out into the wheat field somewhere. But it took you quite a long time, but you've still got some of these arrows covered in oil for future use.
Okay.
So you won't need to do that again necessarily. At this point, so you've darted back out into the thingy, right?
Into wheat.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, bollock. 9.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're kind of like watching the fight from your position as you darted away into
I'm also
the woods.
checking myself out a little bit.
You're like looking over at your duplicate copy. It's looking back at you, kind of like making the same thing.
Oh my god.
Just make out with yourself.
What's your AC?
14.
Oh boy, you deserve this. Whatever's coming your way.
Stop rolling, Mark.
You take 7 points of damage as you feel this claw rake your back. Ah! You turn around and you see another one of these creatures, one of these beings.
Yeah, there's a lot of scarecrows in these fields.
Look at a lot of them.
Where is my... I don't have an elimination.
I think we should set fire to all the fields. Just saying.
Just burn everything.
Burn it all.
I shouldn't have been checking myself out.
I'll have to
learn?
use this mini for now because I don't know where my other skeleton one's gone. Yeah, you feel like this. I also need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please, mate.
Sweet.
Try and roll it on the desk, please.
It's on my leg.
Oh, Trot's gonna have to
shit.
reach down and get it in a minute.
10.
He's not.
10. This thing, like as this thing tears you and you look up, you see its stitched mouth open
I
and
hate
its spiral limbs.
scarecrows.
You are terrified of this thing. You are currently considered frightened of it.
Do I kiss
You
myself?
must spend your movement to, but you cannot move closer to it. And you currently have all disadvantage on all ability checks and attack rolls while the source of your fear is within line of sight. And you can still move. You don't feel the same paralytic fear that Juto felt for
Is
a
it for
moment.
this scarecrow or all scarecrows?
This scarecrow in particular. So you look up and this thing just like...
I hate this one more than the other one.
Yeah, it just terrifies, like unnaturally terrifies you.
Holy shit.
So, and now it is Laura's go.
Okay,
You find
so
it?
this isn't working. So I'm going to use my bonus action to turn back into an elf.
Yep.
I'm going... No, I'm not. Yes, I am, I guess. But I can't use my... Yeah...
Half wolf, half elf.
You can exchange your movement action for another bonus action.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I want to change into Laura again. I want to cast Shillelagh on my staff and I want to smack it
Yep.
right in the glowing bit of its chest.
Almost in an instant, the wolf shifts back up into this, elven, pretty elven lady
cameras.
form. The staff is in your hands. Close your eyes, and that green energy fills it, and you feel it solidify.
So it's
the
magic.
moon's overhead. You feel a deep connection to your people, and you go to strike it.
Yes.
Okay. You just remember, if you want to use your inspiration coin, your magic coin, your lucky coin, you can use it, but you have to tell me before you roll. Just as a reminder. Just as a
No,
reminder.
I won't use it yet.
This is with Shillelagh.
20.
Hits. The club strikes into the creature, and this time you see the flash of magic. As the staff hits it, no longer it's not like it just tears away at the straw and the burlap that is making the creature. It's like the thing which is making it move is disrupted.
Would I
Roll
have seen
damage.
Would I have seen that?
You don't know because you're currently afraid of this other one.
7.
7. Yeah, that blow, it shudders and it just reacts so badly. You've hurt this creature quite intently. There's definitely magic is definitely having effect on it. It's disrupting whatever is powering it to move. That's your whole turn. So, Cam, you are terrified of this creature that's just struck you. The pain is like you can feel your your back.
Feel my bacon.
Your bacon is cooking.
My bacon's cooked. Yeah, you can just feel the searing pain down your back, and you are terrified.
Right, I'm gonna run away from it.
Okay.
And dart back into the circle.
As you run away, it strikes at you again.
I don't care. I'm running away.
8.
It doesn't hit.
Yep. So you run. Which way?
With my form, my dupe.
Yep. Which way are you gonna run?
I'm gonna arc away from it, behind Alora, and pop out there.
Okay.
With my dupe next to me.
Okay.
I'm coming in quite terrified. My charm is gone.
Yeah, you just see Cam with just a pale face, terrified eyes, just runs in, and he's like desperately looking around.
I get out a torch from my backpack, and then put it down on the flames. There,
Yep.
and just start stabbing at the scarecrow.
The one that you're not afraid of.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's currently not in your source of fear is not in line of sight, so you are not at disadvantage.
I have advantage then with my dupe.
Oh yes, you do. Yep.
Wow, 2 11s. That is a 15.
Yep. The torch strikes into the creature and sets it ablaze.
What's my?
It will be a D4 plus your strength, not dexterity.
Strength is 0.
So it's just a D4 plus some fire damage.
3.
3. Yeah, the blaze kind of like sets part of it on fire, and you can see that.
Does
now
this work?
drifting away. It definitely doesn't resist it as you've seen weapons do. Like as it was being cut by weapons, it didn't seem to have an effect. Whereas the fire, it can see it's reacting to it.
I'm gonna move my dupe.
Bonus action, yeah.
To the.
Well, you've already moved it because you would have had to when
yeah,
you
I've
ran
already
away. You brought it with you, so.
Never mind. Then.
Yep. Okay, Juto, top of the round.
Top of the round to you.
So we're still at 1 and about.
How many rounds have we had?
You don't know that there's the other one out there as well.
Oh, okay.
Since my dupe, how long? How many rounds?
That has been 3 rounds.
You last a minute.
Yeah, so 10 rounds. I don't see that going anywhere in a long time. What would you like to do, Juto?
I would like to. I'd like to use the remaining rice wine that I have to kind of crudely create a circle around us since we're all clustered together.
Okay.
And set it alight so we're essentially surrounded by a ring of fire.
I would say, because you've got to remember each of you is kind of occupying a 5-foot space, you don't have enough to get all of you. You can create probably a half circle, but not the whole way round. Fire is definitely burning away at the wheat, but it's kind of erratic and sporadic at this point. It's just kind of burning away where it can.
In which case, screw it. I'm just going to attack the dude on the ground with fire. Like I'm going to... Again, spin my Guandao through the flames to
try and pick up some
yeah.
of the... Yep, sure.
13.
Hits.
10.
Ooh. Despite that being... Despite it still having some sort of resistance to the blow, it definitely cut away like chunks of this being's creature. Now you can see this gemstone kind of just embedded in its chest, very faintly throbbing. It seems to be held in place by some sort of unnatural force. It's like not moving as the creature moves, and you reckon this is where the magic is disrupting whatever connection this gemstone has. Yeah, and you strike into that. You've got your bonus action if you want to try and punch it or kick it as well.
Can I grab it?
Not
No.
with one of your bonus actions, no.
Okay.
That would be your full action to do. But you can lash out with like a quick snap kick.
Yeah, I'd like to try and basically lodge my foot into the gemstone.
Yep. So give me an unarmed strike, which is like your punch or kick. I think it's down as. So you roll that and
it's
then
a
add the attack.
D4.
No, that's the damage. You need to see if you hit first. So it's the D20, and then you add the attack roll.
19.
Yes. Yeah, that easily hits. So that's the D40 pyramid.
3, 4, 5, 6.
6. So that takes 3. So it's at this point, you can see the gem crack a little bit, like or some sort of force around it. Not the gem itself, but there seems to be a sphere of force, and you can feel like a almost invisible crack appear in it. And the creature seems to like lurch, and its movements become a lot more stiff and erratic. There's definitely something affecting it with that blow. Trelmar.
Hello. Can I aim at the one with the exposed
Yep.
crystal?
Yeah, that's the only one you can see at the moment. You don't know
okay.
there's another one at the moment.
And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
You're going to Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, right
Go
at
for
the gem. 8.
Add your modifiers. then.
Oh, what am I looking at?
It's on
Plus
your
6.
middle column.
So it will hit.
13.
13 to hit.
Yes.
Yes, that is a hit. I'm going to use that one instead. The Eldritch Blast launches out of your hand, the purple energy, and just strikes into the creature, so roll damage.
What one am I rolling for that?
That's the D10. on that.
D10 plus 4.
That one? No.
It's a D100. It's the same thing, but
Is that a D10?
yeah, that's it.
And it's plus 4 as well?
Yeah.
Plus 4, yeah.
So 8.
So as you summon the energy, Trelmar launches this bolt, and whatever sphere of force that was holding this gem in place shatters. The gem drops to the floor, and the scarecrow just goes limp and inanimate, and it just collapses.
Nice.
It just falls to the floor, just no reaction. Its face, the stitches on its face just sync up and then just permanently are sealed, and its eyes as well. And it just falls to the floor. The guardsman is like, oh, thank you, you saved me. What the hell was that thing?
It's not over yet, mate.
What? And as you say that, as the guard's kind of like, what? That's a good point. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one that you, as it appears, that sense of fear just swells in your body. Cam screams as another one of these creatures appears from the.
So we now know it's there.
Yep. In fact, everybody. Well, actually, no. It's mainly affecting you. Give me a perception check. Otherwise, it might have advantage.
9.
9. No, you actually hear this thing coming. You turn around just in time. You're like, no, no! As this thing looms out, it tries to strike you with a claw, but you in your panic, you just leap away, almost tripping into Alora. Your duplicate kind of mirrors the movement in instinct. This thing just swipes through the air, and its claws just whip through the air. And if it had been close enough, you feel like it would have just launched into your face.
Definitely pissed myself at this point.
Yay! Again.
Elora.
It happens.
Okay,
It's not fun unless you piss yourself.
being notified to that's presence, I want to smack it with my shillelagh staff
Okay, so you move
in the
through,
glowing bit as well.
So you move through the wheat field, and then you appear behind. You knew it was behind Cam, so you make your way round to it. Yep.
Technically, you wouldn't be able to attack certain parts of the body unless you get a critical hit, right?
Shut
Okay.
21.
21 hits. Yep. You're aiming for this thing, and you can feel that again. There's this sphere of force protecting it, and you're battering away at this kind of whatever it is that's protecting this gemstone.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. A resounding, and you feel again. You can feel you batter into this sphere of force, and it again small cracks begin to form in it.
I'm loving that stuff.
That was your movement to move around. Cam, you are terrified of this thing. It looms over you. Its embers in its eyes just burning away, and this thing's going to kill you. You're going to die.
I'm going to grab the man guard and pull him with me into the wheat that way.
So you're just going to start running.
Yes.
It tries to swipe at you. Again, it's going to try and choose between you and the duplicate. This time it swipes at the duplicate, and its hands just swishes through the illusion, just penetrating through the magic. But now it seems to recognise which one is which. And
All in the
as you
wheat.
dash off. So you grab him. As you run past Juto, you grab the guard, and for the rest of you, you lose sight of them as they vanish off into the wheat. The guard doesn't. He's like, oh, another one, and then he's like, you
I just
just grab
shout,
him.
deal with it.
Great, thanks.
Can you put Trellamore back up
Yeah.
again? He's not
They're
dead yet.
knocking down. Oh, I
Yeah.
apologise,
Not
sir.
yet. Not yet.
He
Come on.
wasn't knocked
I mean,
down.
it's guaranteed, but not yet.
No!
I'll
show you.
Juto.
I'll show you
You
all.
spin around and see another one of these creatures. The two Cams and the man and the guard run off.
Cam.
Cam.
Doing the cam.
I would like to take my guandao and like stab it into the center of this thing, but use it not as a an attack, but as to skewer it, because then I'd like to essentially force it into the fire.
Oh, so you're going to try and like and
Yeah,
then
so
move it into
kind of
the fire.
just skewer it and then try
Okay.
and shove it into the fire.
Give me an attack roll. First of all, see if you hit.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Okay, yep. So you hit. Do damage as normal. So your D8.
Damn it.
You will learn one day.
4.
4. So it takes a little bit of damage as you pierce through. Now I want you to give me just a flat dexterity check. So you get the D20 dice, and then just add your dexterity modifier. Just to see if you can angle the blow so you kind of catch it where there's joins where you can force it.
15.
Yeah, so you skewer it through this thing. Your Guandao, you aim it perfectly so it strikes through where the cross beams of the scarecrow's kind of inner workings are, and you hook it in between there. So now roll strength check for me.
13.
I rolled a natural 1. You pick this thing up, and with all your strength, you just
Made a straw.
heave it over. It seems unnaturally strong for what it is, despite that it's just made of straw. You heave it over into the fire. And it starts to, and you can see it like reacting as well. On its turn, it will take damage the more it's in that fire, and you're just basically
I'm just
trying to
holding
fight it in
there.
place.
I love
Yeah.
that fire.
Trollomar.
I solve everything by setting it on fire, it seems.
You really do.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Vines.
You can see this thing just like
Raisins.
the
Yeah.
fire is like
What
it's starting
fire?
to smoke. Like this thing's just going up. You can see all the wheat around it's burning as well.
Yeah, I see. I blasted like the other one, but that's going to be a bit difficult if her staff's.
No,
like
you
in the
can.
middle.
You mean you can still aim for it? Like
Yeah.
you
Just
might
be
you might hit her
careful.
staff, but you
Yeah.
can still blast it.
I'm sorry if I break the staff.
I mean, you
Middle of
are.
it. Sorry.
I do beg your pardon.
Oh, 6. Oh, hang on. 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
Yeah.
You go to aim, and just as you're about to fire, you realise that you're...
Wait. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Wait, what am I looking at? then?
You need to be adding +6.
Oh, +6. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at
Yeah, so that's
right.
the attack roll.
Yeah,
so
oh,
you
right.
roll to attack.
Sorry.
And then the +3 is for the damage and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
sorry.
That hits. You basically
Okay.
you aim it. You just manage to like catch part of its head, and you just the magic soars out of your hand, smashing against it. Purple energy blowing all around it. So now you roll the damage.
it's-
So it's
yeah.
the D4, the D10. Sorry,
That's it, and add 4 to
+1. 6.
6. You blow away half of the burlap sack, and again you can feel that the energy around the gemstone just breaks a little bit more, but it's still fighting and struggling, and yeah, just the blast kind of echoes across it. You can still move if you want, but at the moment you're kind of in a
stay
prime
where I am.
position. On its turn, it desperately tries to free itself of your Guandao. It's like trying to pull itself away. It does not. It basically is just like struggling, but you're kind of wrestling it into place. It takes points and some damage on its turn.
Oh.
How much does Bonfire do? Do you remember?
Let me consult the manual.
It's not in there 'cause it's an
Okay.
elemental spell.
Bonfire.
Yeah,
It's probably just
D8.
1d4. Like
No,
standard
the
fire.
crit Bonfire spell. I think it's like D8, isn't it? I'm gonna do a D8. I'm
It
gonna do
is
a
D8. It is D8.
Yeah, it takes a bunch of damage.
A bunch.
It's just like you can see now, its body is just smoking and smouldering. Parts of it are beginning to crack, like you can hear the wood snapping in the fire. Several of its like bits of fingers are like falling off and things like that as the wood begins to break and turn to
D8.
smoky ash. Yeah, good. See,
I'm happy
I know
when
these
things are
things.
burning.
Elora.
Okay.
Blood moon.
Same
Oh,
again.
actually, sorry. Although it's on your Guandao, it can't break free and it takes that damage. So instead, it kind of pulls itself forward and starts trying to slash at you.
Oh.
Does a 13 hit your armor class or a 14?
14.
Can't hit Juto. 19! I hit you! Yay!
You shouldn't be so happy.
I fucking am. I never hit her. 4,
Roll the
6.
1.
You take 7 points of damage as this thing
Oh my God.
shit has 2 slashing attacks. One of which you managed to avoid, but the other one, its reach is a bit more than you expected, and just catches you on like the upper torso. I also need you to make me a Wisdom saving throw.
You're gonna piss yourself like me. There's enough fire to evaporate. Don't worry.
Ooh, 10?
Yep.
10.
As this thing hits you,
No, wisdom, right? That's +1. That's 12.
Yeah.
What is it, 12?
12.
You just like this thing tears into you, and again you feel that sharp sense of panic and fear rising. But you just overcome it, and you're just like, no, I'm going to defeat this thing.
This is my festival.
This is my festival.
It's about banishing evil spirits, and I will banish you!
And that is indeed, you overcome it, done. Now it's Laura.
I'm just gonna go over to it, and I've still got Shillelagh on my staff, and I'm just gonna,
Yep.
Baseball bat.
yeah, just swing it around and, right in the glowing bit.
Okay.
Again.
Right in the glowies.
Right in the
It can still
glowies.
defend itself, so you don't quite have advantage.
That was an 18.
Yeah,
so.
you're going to hit.
You sweating there, Mark?
I'm here for fun. I'm here to tell the story.
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
He wants to kill us.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Badly.
You basically knock this thing, and you can see that you just tear. The orb of force surrounding the gemstone is on the verge of breaking, but it's just not quite there yet. Can.
I've got this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just grab him and say, shut up, right? I'm doing this. Give me my dagger back.
Oh.
I put that in my boot.
Yeah.
And then I hold his face like this and healing word.
Okay. You don't need to hold him for him.
I hold his face.
Okay.
Healing word.
So it's D4 plus your wisdom modifier.
Why am I taking yours?
Touch my dice!
Don't touch other people's
Plus wisdom, right?
Rude.
Yeah.
7.
7. He just, and he just like this glowing energy fills him, and he's just like, oh, and you can see like all of his like claw marks on his back just knit back together. He's like, thank you, thank you so much.
Whilst I was doing that, my bonus action, my dupe is behind him
Mhm.
and just goes, BOO!
Ah! He just turns around, like he screams loudly. You all see the scarecrow like look around, like trying to source where the sound comes from.
And like,
He's just like, oh Christ, by the
Sorry,
gods, why did you do
the
that?
first time I had a dupe. It was- Sorry.
Why is there 2 of you? What is?
It's cool, right? Look. And I start dancing around him as a dupe. Me and my dupe.
No, technically you can't do that because you use your bonus action to make it scare him. So
I prepare to do that in my mind.
Thank you. Juto, you'll go.
Oh,
You hear Cam go, boom!
I'm ignoring it.
This thing is literally on the end of your stick, and the like throes of its death. You can't use your Guandao to fight it, but you can use unarmed strikes. Like you can kick it, you can punch it, you can flurry of blows.
Can I like slam it into the ground, like just trying to,
Like,
because technically it's wood and wheat burning apart, so it's like, you know, when you set something on fire, you're just shaking it.
down.
To,
Yeah,
like,
I'd say
all
just
the
do it as an
embers
unarmed
fly.
strike. Yeah,
Okay, so unarmed strike. 15, 20.
that's a hit.
Unarmed is that one.
Yeah, because it's you're kind of using you can't get all your force with it, but you're kind of just smashing it into the
You
ground.
see these guns?
See those guns?
Turn through that dress.
1, 2, 4. That is a 1, right?
Yes.
So it's whatever's at the top of the little
Yeah,
pyramid.
for your dice. Some of them have them at the bottom, but it's what-
This thing, like, as you smash it into the ground, you can't, like, you obviously bring your Guandao up and it stands up itself as well. It's just swaying, it's like heads twisting around erratically. It just seems to be going berserk, effectively. It's just like... Its head's just like jittering all
Bit more.
around. The force is just... The orb is on the verge of breaking. You can feel this energy barely holding it together. Just barely.
Shit.
Trelemar.
Finish it!
Yeah,
Finish him.
Eldritch Blast it. Let's finish this thing.
You raise your hand.
That hits.
19.
That's a hit.
Just nuking it.
You don't need to roll damage because it has 1 point of health.
Oh, right.
How would you like to destroy it?
Just
Gloriously.
Just fire the full force of the blast so it just obliterates it into
It just
a pile
splinters,
of
yeah.
hay.
Just straw everywhere,
Yeah.
burlap just shredded, it disintegrates, and it just into almost a puff of burning embers, basically. A gemstone just thud onto the ground. You can just see it go boop and just
Nice.
land. And we
Can I
are
pick up
out
the
of initiative. Yes, you may. You can walk over and pick it up if you
I
like.
don't want to do that.
Okay,
I
you
don't
go
want
over and pick that up.
Never mind.
I'm gonna walk back.
There's the other one from the other one as well.
I want
you
to
can
pick
see.
both of them up.
Okay,
Nice.
in that case, that's for you.
Oh!
In red envelope as well.
Red
As I
envelope.
understand it, you put money, or in this case, loot.
Yeah, sweet
I
loot.
think, yeah, sweet loot into the thing. And
Can I
yeah,
open it yet?
yeah, you pick them up and you kind of look at them. It's roughly what they're worth. You think
Blang blang.
I walk out into the circle.
Okay, yeah, you make your way back.
Just walk
the guards kind of
straight.
following you.
Into the fire. And just start going, ah!
Cam
I'm dying!
walks into the fire and starts burning alive.
Then my real self walks out afterwards, like, I'll just pop you out of existence.
It just disappears from
Everybody out of the hay. Out of the wheat. Out of
the
the hay.
fire is slowly starting to spread,
Yeah.
and it's starting to really just take over the wheat field now.
Out.
Yeah, we should keep heading
We should
north,
move.
maybe?
At this point, I would like to kind of, now that kind of the mass has dropped off my Guandao, I'd like to kind of almost slump to the floor because obviously I took quite a bit
Are you quite injured?
of a beating.
Yeah. You're just like, oh.
Can
You just see Juto kind of
And
like
it's just
collapse.
exhausted as well because I've been holding that thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I
you
so
also
silver?
you are just physically exhausted,
I
but
wanna-
and Cam as well. Like suddenly now that the adrenaline's worn off, the tiredness of the situation just completely overwhelms
Yeah, I'm pretty
you.
drained at this point.
You're probably feeling pretty like after that run again. You're just feeling so tired.
It's a long run.
Oh, we could just sleep here with the roaring flames and the
What's the plan? Are we going back to town?
whatever's closest.
go
I
back
need
to
to
town.
rest.
Let's go back to town.
We saved the life.
and rest.
Happy golden light. Let's get out of here.
Let's go back to town and rest.
Yes, carry.
Get the guard.
Can I ride on your wolf back?
No, you cannot. You almost vomited. You cannot ride.
I've got a weird
my back.
gag thing. It's,
No.
it's coincidental.
So you're gonna head back? We do?
Yeah.
You pull yourself up off the ground.
Can I go over and cast Cure Wounds on her?
Yep. D8 plus your wisdom modifier. Of health.
Is that
I'm
a,
assuming you're casting at level 1.
7, 8, 9, 13 points of damage. Healed. I rolled.
Just plus wisdom mod.
Yeah, that is my wisdom mod. Wait, is that 4?
Yeah.
So 2 less than that, so 11.
I was gonna say like you don't have a +6. Like
11.
11 hit points back.
I am
have a
fully
plus five.
healed.
So Elora touches you. Druidic magic flows through your body. Your wounds knit back together. You feel her soft, kind of delicate elven features just touching you, and
Keep
then
going.
the magic disappears. And yeah, it's like energy. Like it just feels like wholeness has filled your body.
Okay, I get back up.
I'm gonna slump my arm around old guardy dude.
He's just like, oh,
You, what's your name?
me?
As we're walking back. My list of NPC names, it is
Barris. I'm Barris.
Barris. It's a weird name.
Oh, sorry.
What's
What's your name?
Cam?
Oh, that's
Have you
not
not
that
heard of
weird.
me?
That's not that weird, actually. No.
No.
Oh, were you the one that broke the tavern?
No, it's a weird, long story, okay?
Oh, okay.
Someone imitated this, not accurately, I might add.
Oh, all right. It wasn't your weird
No,
magic.
No. Again, it's
Oh, okay.
different. It's weird, I know. It's,
Oh, okay.
Look, I saved your life.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. I don't
We
know,
all saved your life.
I heard my sister. She was crying out here in the fields. She was in trouble or something, and I ran out to try and find her.
Yes, did you
It's
hear
an
it in the
illusion.
distance?
Yeah, I could hear her. I saw her. She was being dragged off.
It's an illusion. There's
Yeah.
magic here.
It must have been what happened to everyone else, but I didn't even think about that at the time. It's like I almost forgot that had happened.
Well, just when you get back to town, okay, just, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the tavern, that we
No, I will.
saved you.
I will, definitely.
And we killed the thing
You saved me.
that's been corrupting
Oh,
this town.
maybe you've saved us from everything.
Well, I think there may be a greater evil, maybe possessing these things.
No, but those things were killing people.
Yeah,
Can I check what the stones are that I've got? Can I do a check to see what kind of a thing it was
Yeah.
that was controlling?
You could do an Arcana check.
Arcana.
11.
You know that gemstones are often components of certain spells or rituals. You don't know any in particular, but certainly gemstones of certain values are used in spells sometimes. Obviously, they were used as some sort of power device or something to channel the magic into that then brought the creatures to life.
Do I take it out?
So unfortunately, you don't really know any more than that. You're not a particularly practitioned. You've never done anything like that yourself, so it's quite difficult to know.
Trail.
You guys start slowly making your way back to the village.
As we're making our way back, Trail. you see anything in the other place? I know your instincts are pretty sharp. And
No.
Tell me the
there
bad
was
news.
Nothing there. I had a little look around, and it was empty. I looked for little secret things to try and get into
You were
this.
there for hours, man.
It was a bloody long run from that place to this place. I'm telling you.
I'm knackered too. I think we
Yeah.
should go back to the tavern.
Yeah, me
Get
too.
our free in ticket with this dude. I point at Barris.
I don't have a room at the inn, but maybe I can ask Finny, I suppose.
Yeah,
Well, we've
Finny.
got a room at the inn.
Oh, well, there you go. What do you need me for?
Free drinks. You're
You can stay at my mum's, I guess.
Yes. I will stay
No,
at your mum's. These
No.
guys
No
have
way.
We've
rooms.
already
You
secured
don't
a
want
room.
him
You can
What's the
stay
name?
near your
What?
mother.
How old is she?
What? She's, I don't know, 40 or something?
Coogan. Let's go.
What? Cougars? I've never heard of them.
Yeah, strange creatures, mythical creatures. I'm sure
Why are you
your
calling me mum a strange creature?
a mythical creature of majesty and beauty.
Oh,
No, you don't
Just
want to
go
take him
home.
with you.
okay.
Go
Don't
home.
listen to him.
Go home, rest.
No, let's keep an eye on
Cam,
him. If
we
he gets
have
butchered
space
at
for
the
you
end of
in
this
the
all this
inn.
fighting, we should
There's-
at least lead him back to his house,
There's space.
just to make sure.
As you get to the gates, you can now see the marshal and a lot of the militia are basically just leaving. And the two guards, the ones that you actually tackled, the one that you turned a wolf into his hands, he's like, that's them! They were the ones that ran out! They were ensorcelled!
Shove Barris
Oh.
in front of them.
Oh no, they saved me! And the marshal looks at him, and then the marshal looks at the two guards, he's like, "What? How did this guardsman get out?" And they're just like, "Oh, we didn't see anything." And he's just like, I just left, I just walked right past them. They didn't do anything.
Tell him what you saw.
What I saw, there was like these creatures. They were scarecrows like out in the farm, but they could move and they had these claws. One of them slashed me, but then he had magic and he made his wounds closed, and it was so these things, they made you so frightened and afraid.
And take out the stones and say they were controlled by these.
And like
Show them.
the guard barrack just shies away from it like instinctively, and you can see quite a few of the local militia boys are kind of very trepidous, and the marshal kind of steps forward and he's like, "Well, gemstones. Damn. Well, I mean, if you've destroyed these creatures, maybe the village is safe."
I don't think so. I think these were puppets for something bigger.
Literally.
Well, I'm glad you're all safe. We were going to try and come out and find you. These guards thought that you'd been ensorcelled or charmed like the others.
It seems
glad
like
that
the
you're safe.
charmed people are charmed in such a way that the guards don't see them leave.
Really? The two guards are like, yeah, because we didn't see anything. We only saw them. We didn't see Barris. He went home. We saw him out in the barracks, then he went home, and then we didn't see him again. He's like, hey, no, it's like they didn't see me.
Can we talk about this in the morning? Because pretty tired from all the fighting.
Yes, that's probably for the best.
Has there been any more reports of anyone leaving? Anyone?
No, there doesn't seem to be more than one at a time at night.
Then we've broken the record of kills a
Yes, you have. You've done a great service for this village.
Really good service. Like a really good service, you know?
You've made an agreement with the Reeve. Once this problem is dealt with, I'm sure he'll pay you as discussed. I can't give you anything, I'm afraid.
Well, let's sleep on it.
I can see the wisdom in that.
Barris, lead me to your house.
All right. He's like, yeah, I suppose that's the least I can do.
So make sure he gets home safe.
Are you gonna? He'll lead you home.
Bye guys, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Air 5. Never mind.
Barris is fine. So yay!
Just go on, Barris.
And you two head off back to Barris's. He leads you to a very small little home. A sleepy mother opens the door. She looks like a farmer's wife, really, sort of a bit dirty and a bit grubby. But she's like, "Oh my boy, what? You ran off? What was going on? Who's this? Oh, who's this?" And seems to be a bit
How attractive
taken
is
back.
she to me?
It depends. It's all personal. I mean, she is a hard-working
Compared
farmer's
to the
wife.
blacksmith in the tavern?
The blacksmith has like she's very well built and she's kind of got like a stern, strong jaw. This woman looks like, a local farmer's woman. She's got like very faded blonde hair, ever so slight greying at the top.
I step in.
And she's like, oh, hello. And
I take her by the arm and said, you should tell. I'm going to tell you all about how I saved your son's life.
Oh, and Barry, she's like, he did, Mum. He did.
Crack open the wine, love.
She's like, we don't have any wine, but sure. I've got some pie, leftover pie.
Fucking hell. I close the door.
Close the door. And that's the end of Cam's adventure. As he is talked to by a doting mother and offered pie. The three of you head back to the tavern for some rest.
Yeah.
You don't need to rest. You've had a trance. You don't feel the need to sleep, per se.
I go to the jail.
Okay.
Elf.
Yes.
Elora.
Use
Thank
my
you
name.
for healing me. And
You're
I'm going
welcome.
to pass you this red envelope.
Oh, things!
Pass it down.
And it is in the game, in the lore. I actually pass
It is
you
canonical.
a red envelope.
Oh, hold on, note there. So yeah, you guys get to the tavern. So Finney kind of like blearily opens it. You're banging on the door. He's like,
Stayed.
oh, sorry. Oh, hello. Where did you get off to? Come in, come in. He kind of ushers you in. He's like, he's got one of those like sleeping caps.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, he's got a little dressing gown, like his little nightgown, his little suit. He's like holding a candle. He's like, come in.
He's so good shape.
I haven't prepared your room, but it's ready to go, I suppose. He like leads you up the stairs. He leads you to like the top of the inn, like there's up a couple of stairs. It's almost like an attic room, and there's just one very small bed, obviously meant for a halfling. But there's also, you can see that bundled up, there's a number of bed rolls and cushions and that sort of thing. There's enough floor space for the three of you to sleep. Elora could probably sleep in his bed if she kind of curled up a little bit, but you two are pretty just too tall, really. He's like, yes, you're more than welcome to it. I'll be downstairs in my hammock, but I'll leave you to it. I'll see you in the morning. Thank you for what you've done. I'm knackered. And then trots downstairs. You don't see him again. You hear like, and then that's it. He's gone. And you're kind of in this little attic room. There's a kind of a very small round window that seems to look out onto the village. That you can just see everything, the starlight and the moonlight flooding in. And you are left there for the time being.
I just stare at Trelamore and hold this out.
There you go.
I'm just holding it out until you take it.
You don't have to take it, but I have no
Thank you,
passed it to
Juto.
Happy see on butt.
See your butt.
You're not there. Shut up, you. You're not even there.
You hear Cam in your head.
You notice how there's one more thing here?
Oh, tell me again how you killed that scarecrow thing. There is deep regret.
I need the toilet.
No,
All that thought.
Okay.
And I
And she's
leave.
just like, oh yeah, there's
I run for the front door and slam it.
just poof. Meanwhile, to the audience, you just Barris turns to his mother and is like, I'm sure we'll be back soon, Mum. And then that's it. You just run off. Where'd you go?
I look for the only light that's on in the village, which is the tavern.
No, the light has probably gone out there by some point. The candle disappeared. Probably the marshal's office, actually, would be the only place with the lights on.
I'll head there.
Did you go there in the end? Yeah, so you kind of trot over there. You got there. The marshal is just kind of, he's like hanging up his hat. You can see him putting off his coat. You can now see his arms are quite heavily scarred, like he's had like multiple cuts along them over many years. He turns, he's like, oh, sorry, Mr. Self, how can I help you?
Hi, I just wanted to... Can I speak to the prisoner that we captured today, the half-elf?
Ah,
Is she
yes.
conscious now?
Yeah, she's come round. I hadn't had much time to talk to her since after the guards came running in telling me you ran off. But yes, this way, and he kind of leads you in. It's not far, it's only a small building. And you can now see this half-elven woman kind of like just looking around. They have removed the ropes that you tied her with, and you can see it coiled up on the table. And instead, she has like loose manacles, kind of a mixture of like rope and iron, sort of, tied together. It's a very basic looking set of manacles. She's just kind of sat there on the straw pallet. The drow is kind of leaning up. She seems to be fully awake, whereas the half-elf seems a bit sleepy. The drow is just kind of leaning over, just like occasionally making noises or like kicking rocks towards the half-elf and just being like, so what are you in here for then? And she's like, I'm not talking to you. She's just like, oh, come on, we're going to be in here together for a long time. You need to talk to me sometime. And then as you approach, the half-elven woman looks up at you and she's like, what do you want?
I want to know who you are.
Well, tough.
How do you know Cam? You seem to know him.
Well, doesn't everybody know the famous Cam fucking Buckland?
Well, no. We've just met him. Nobody here knows who he is.
Well,
Why?
lucky you.
What's he done to you?
It's my business.
Well, you've made it our business when you used his form to offend half of this village.
Why is that any business of yours?
Because
What do you
he's
care
a
about
friend
him?
of mine.
Well, he won't be for long, I can tell you that much.
So you do know him. You have some history with him.
Maybe.
Do you mean him harm?
Only his reputation.
So you're not going to hurt him?
I want to do worse than that. I want to make sure that he suffers in the worst way that's imaginable. Being alive. I like this moment. Because let me tell you something about Cam Buckland. He doesn't care about anybody else. He just is too cowardly to be on his own. And she just kind of looks at you with these cold, very bright blue eyes. You see just a very deep-seated hatred in them. And it's about like a few moments later, like, as that conversation's finished, you kind of turn up at the front door of this thing.
Oh, God.
You stick your head in, the marshal's like, Cam, good to see you.
Never speak to the Barris. Barris' mum. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, you made a pretty big mistake there.
She's dull.
She's been a widow for a few years now.
She is far too eager, you know what I mean? I prefer the chase.
Yeah.
She'd stop running.
Can I help you with something?
Yeah. The person imitating me. Is she here?
Yeah, your friend Alora's just speaking to her, actually. He gestures you in.
See the blue hair.
And as soon as he comes into view,
Purpley
you just
blue.
see this half-elf woman, just her eyes narrow, and she just withdraws, and she sits back, and just kind of like folds her arms up as best as she can with the manacled. As soon as you see her, you know her instantly. The face shape is so similar to Mirilla's. The hair color, you can see the family resemblance in her eyes. Her name is Amelia, and she was Mirilla's older sister before the events that happened.
I run up to the jail, just grab it. Amelia?
What do you want?
Oh my god.
What do you want, Cam?
You look as good as the day I
Don't
left.
even start.
How's Mirella?
Don't. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm serious.
Get out. Now. And she turns to you and she's like, get him out now.
I don't think you're in a position to tell anyone
Cam.
to leave.
Cam. This has already done a lot of damage
She's the
today.
one in jail.
This has already done a lot of damage today, I think. You should leave.
Why are you doing this, Amelia?
Why?
Yeah.
You're the reason my sister's dead.
I leave immediately.
Yep. And that's what happens. And I think that's a pretty good point to stop for tonight. It's a bit early, but I think that's a really good point to stop in terms of story. So we're going to leave things there for tonight, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on this very special Chinese New Year edition. I'm sorry you didn't get to talk about, but we can save that because we can have it next week.
This is running for a year.
Maybe. It depends on if you guys...
I'll be dead by then.
It's very possible.
But the
Technically.
celebration
In real
But the
life.
celebration continues.
Celebrations.
Well, in real life,
goes
Chinese
on
New
for
Year
like-
runs for like the whole month, so I
Oh,
could
there
drag
you
this
go.
out for a whole month.
Also, technically, next Sunday is a continuation of the same day.
That's very true. In character, yeah, that's very true. In character, we might not have the same decorations and stuff, but the in character to Juto, it would still mean the
It
same
would still
thing.
be the.
It's a very good
night.
point. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining us, guys. We're
I
gonna
want that.
quickly we'll read some donations, and then that's gonna be it. thank you very much for joining us. As
Before
always,
we finish,
go on. Oh,
I have one last thing.
okay.
So in actual Chinese New Year, I just wanted to say this is kind of breaking with Chinese New Year actual tradition because like red envelopes are given out by married people and I am totes not married. Don't even start.
Okay.
But I just wanted to say that I was so kind of touched by the effort you went to celebrate Chinese New Year because Chinese New Year means a lot to me, especially because I get stuck in this country celebrating it a lot.
Yeah, well, this
which,
is why, like, you know,
yeah,
I want to do something.
it kind of sucks because like my family is never here and I struggle to get like all the food and celebrations and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And this year has been great. And I was so touched with the effort you went to kind of like help me celebrate. So I would like to give you
Oh,
a red envelope
Aw.
of money.
thank you,
So
Kim.
enjoy that. Don't open it in front of me.
Okay, all right, I'll keep
Ah.
that. Thank you so much. No, it's my pleasure. Like, this is the thing is, I want this to be like, you know, if I was running this as a normal game and I knew that it was something, you know, if it was Christmas, we'd do the same thing. You know, we'd have a little Christmas episode and stuff like that. So
We
I
can
feel
mark
it's
out
only
all
fair.
the holidays, even if we do
Yeah,
celebrate
we're
them.
gonna celebrate.
Well,
Themed episodes.
only the ones that for us,
Yeah.
like.
Well, this one is
I'm
like
not-
just
So in
yeah.
South Africa, next Wednesday, they
Yeah.
celebrate in this very small town.
Yeah,
On Halloween,
that's
we
nice.
have to do some.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to do a
Yeah.
Halloween thing, and I want to do a Christmas thing, and
Yeah.
you know, you're
Well,
one of our players,
yeah.
and this is important to you.
It's
so I
just
want
like
to do
because this
something.
is my Christmas, so Christmas I don't celebrate, but Chinese New Year is like so
You
big
will
to
with
me.
us. We're gonna have D&D Christmas.
Yay!
So no, it's honestly my pleasure to do stuff like this, and it's good for world building. Like this is the nice thing, creating a festival
Yeah.
that builds into the world, and also it is nice that you know something to do with the gods and things like that is always fun to do. So
I got to eat
And
an
Laura and
orange and
Juto
some sweeties.
made friends.
And yeah, that's the other thing is like it seems to be a good way to kind of help bring
Yeah.
the group a little bit more together and
Yeah.
start building sort of those relationships. So,
Golden light.
Golden Light. And the name I can't.
Sion Bat.
Sion Bat. I can't even remember the
Sion
thing I
Bat.
came up with.
Bat.
Bat.
That.
So yeah, and there's some cool stuff. Maybe I'll write up the backstory stuff.
Yeah,
we can
I
share
think
that
people
maybe.
would like
That'd be
to
pretty
see
cool.
that.
For the
yeah.
wiki.
But yeah, so
Oh, yeah, we need to
I'm
post
gonna
some
read.
of that.
Yeah, so that's the other thing I was gonna say. So don't forget you've got like the Yogscast wiki, you've got TV tropes, but also the subreddit. We are gonna try and get that up and running and be really
And that.
cool. Always use hashtag Roll on
Donations.
Sunday if you're on Twitter or on Tumblr with stuff because it just makes it really easy for us to track. Tweet at High Rollers D&D. And yeah, and thanks very much, guys. And yeah, we'll read some donations out, and then that'll be it. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Do
Have we got those up now? Do you want to just start reading them? Because I
Yeah.
can actually see them this time.
You can see them.
I
Do you
can't
want to start then, and then we'll go?
I can't see from here.
You can't see
Oh,
from
could you
here.
guys not have this one on?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
So you guys just read them. It's fine.
Okay,
We'll just
sure.
chime in.
So starting from the bottom.
well, you should read that bottom one.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should read that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Silas Hands, thank you very much for donating. Says, welcome back, Fuckland. Looking forward to another great game, guys. Well, I hope it was good. Oh, we got another one. Loads
Blaine.
blue.
So this is from Blaine Kerrigan. Highlight of my week. Thank you very much for the
Aw.
donation as well. Highlight of my week. Thank you very much for that.
Go,
From
Kim.
Shani88. 88, very good in Chinese. Fat, good money, good job.
Is that what it is? Two fat
Uh,
ladies.
Yeah, two fat ladies. Have some money because I am loving this campaign so much. My family are under orders not to disturb me on Sunday
Oh, wow.
at 1 p.m. unless they have offerings of food.
Wise.
Very
Very
good,
wise.
very good.
Nice.
Nice
Uh,
prioritizing of food as well.
Alex M2795. Just want to say I love the stream, guys, and High Rollers makes my week. Thank you very much
Aw,
for that
thanks,
donation.
Alex. Marlfish, absolutely love the stream, guys. Keep it up. Happy Chinese New Year.
Woo! Thank you very much. Mac Gunner, you can read that one.
Hi Kim, you might remember I sent you a letter about your Valiant Hearts theories. Just wanted to say thanks for the reply. No worries, I actually managed
She's
to
got
get
a
replies
stack
back.
of reply letters.
I did.
on
It
the
was
desk.
a
Pretty
fat
impressive.
stack. Looking forward to this year's new content on your channel from Josh. Thank you very much, Josh.
Nice.
Miss Francis Jane, always look forward to the Sunday night stream. Thank you guys for being so entertaining. Makes Sundays feel so much better. Lots of love. Hey, I'm glad that we can have a nice end of the
Hey!
D&D.
A couple to Pesty says, carry on, hashtag High Rollers, carry on. Happy New Year, Kim.
And a big donation as well. So thank you.
That's
very
a
much
huge
for that.
donation. Thank
What
you.
was the donation?
It's about 35.
2 million.
Candid Arachnid, donation for the Happy Chinese New Year to you. Thanks for yet another stream. I hope for many more. Lots of love. No, there will be many more. Don't you worry.
There you go, Kim. That's one for you.
Scrabble Tank asks, why hasn't anyone touched Juto's tail? It would be worth the quick death.
I probably should.
Well, don't give Cam my
Try it.
Let's just say that.
Yeah,
Try it,
try
mate.
it.
Cunning Kitten, so glad I get to catch this episode live. Another fantastic session. Enjoying this as much as I enjoyed Triton's Grave. Well done, everyone. Oh, thanks you very much.
High praise. Thank you.
I'm no Will Wheaton, but it means a lot.
Will Wheaton. Mr. Hinges says, Hey guys, thanks for all the awesome stuff you do, both on the stream and behind the scenes. You've inspired me to start D&Ding properly with a group of friends for the first time. What's your advice for creating a fun and balanced character?
The balance stuff, don't worry about it too much. Just play the character you want to play.
Yeah.
If you've got a party of 5 rogues, do it. That will make an interesting story. Don't worry about making balanced characters.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of interesting characters, pull on inspirations from things you like. If you want to be if you love martial arts movies, play a monk because you'll really get a kick out of it and you'll have fun describing what things you do. If you're into high fantasy and you want to be a wizard, you can do that as well. Build on things you love. Like that's, I think, the main thing.
I'll also say, if you've played RPG games before, don't just assume that you're going to like mages because you always play as mages in a game like WoW or something.
Sometimes it's nice to play something
Sometimes
different.
it's totally different playing D&D. People start out thinking it's like Skyrim or something, but it's very different.
And the only other thing I'd say is even if it's 3 sentences, come up with a backstory. Something really simple. Why are you adventuring? Who's a friend? Who's an enemy? And why?
Yeah, that's a good
Boom!
start.
Those things will give you a really great start, and more importantly, they'll give your DM some really fun stuff. The stuff that with Cam that's going on right now is all stuff me and Trot have talked about, and some stuff that he doesn't know about yet as well. So
something that helps as well is if your DM is doing certain different things in their world. Like my backstory was pretty much sealed the second Mark described his world.
Yeah.
So if you're struggling for ideas for your character, talk to your DM about their world a bit, and maybe it'll sort of spark some ideas.
Yeah, bounce off other people.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, it's good to make it as a group. I wish that's something we could have done, is have all of you guys fall together and make it as a group. Unfortunately,
we had to do
timings
it
didn't work out too well.
We did it in 2s.
Yeah, we did it in 2s, but the
And
idea
we saw
of
each other's docks and
building
stuff.
it together really helps. So that's
Pretty
really
close
You
there.
wrote cock online.
We saw each other's docks.
Right, let's read some more of these out. Draz, good. Thank you very much, Draz. You always donate, you lovely man. Just roll dem cookies, Kim. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
My cookies
Natural
are
20
over here.
They're really
now.
nice,
Roll those
by the way.
cooks.
Natural 20 cookies.
Go on, which one of you guys wants to read this one?
Kim.
Shunticles. Sounds rude. Thanks for the entertainment, guys. The stories being created in this are brilliant. See you next Sunday for more. Much love to everyone involved in this, in making this amazing thing happen each week.
Big thanks to
Thank
Steve
you.
as well, who's now...
Yes,
we
big
got
thank you to
Steve
Steve.
tonight.
He's got Steve, so Steve's running this for us now. He did some of the Jingle Jam stuff.
Just
really cool.
Caps Lock Steve in chat. There you go.
Steve.
Appreciation.
Neuronic Doodle, who does really great fan art. Seen
Oh,
it,
nice.
some of it.
Yes.
We've not had it on the stream yet, but we will have
Twill
some.
be.
Awesome stream today, guys. I can't wait to see more as well as the fan art comes. Also, these Sunday streams have inspired me to start a campaign with some friends in
Awesome.
March, which will be my first time GMing, so wish me luck.
Good luck.
Don't need luck, just make it fun.
Just
all it is.
roll high.
Have funny
Roll
accents.
high. Funny accents.
Stormcaller 3801 arrived late, but still want to support a great group of high rollers.
High
Thank you, man.
rollers!
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Luca Darkwater. Hey guys, watching yeah, it's awesome. Does cool gifs or gifs, whichever way you want to pronounce that.
GIF.
Wait, no, not that.
Screw the guy that invented it.
Watching High Rollers is quickly becoming my favourite part of Sunday. Thanks for being awesome.
Oh, it's Eris. You read that.
Eros Umbros. Good stream and good game today, everyone. Enjoying this so very much. P.S. Mark, thank you for joining in on Trot's famous nerd voice. Please keep that up too.
I think you will find that it wasn't originally Chris Trot who did it. It was probably somebody else. Thank you.
I think it's probably a
I
nerd
re-
voice in general, so...
I remember now,
Whatever.
somebody told me off because I didn't do the thank you at the end one time, and it's going to have the thank you at the end to be the Chris Trot approved brand.
Yeah, that's...
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Two heads barking. This was really sweet session, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
I thought it was nice. I like the little
liked
tavern
the-
start.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was really sweet and chill. I liked seeing that kind of side of things.
Well, this is it. We can start getting into this.
Yeah,
a bit
we
not
don't
just
always
fighting
have
all
to
the time.
fight things.
this is
The story coming together is
And then
nice.
Shinoma's just like, screw talking. I want
Yeah.
action.
I need to make up for
It's nice.
And
getting
ended
killed all
up
the
in
time.
a cold, dusty ruin.
Yeah,
just on your
nothing to
own.
do.
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately,
So in trying to
the
find
worst
adventure, I just had nothing to do.
I felt bad. Like I should have. Unfortunately, I've written things out and something
Bloody
happened.
dice.
Roll higher.
Yeah.
Lord Franzi, keep up the. Oh no, there was DVD01, CD01. Interesting name. It's just probably some crazy auto donate man or something. Or
DVD1,
there's no
CD1.
message. It's DVD1, CD1. Oh yeah, maybe. Thank you for your donation. Lord Franzi, keep up the good work. You guys' stream is one of the highlights of my week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to read this one. And Jada Ross as well. Thank you, Jada Ross. helping to keep Steve and Sam employed with a donation. Loving the campaign. The characters are great and the story's interesting. Definitely a Sunday highlight. Happy New Year, Kim. And that's it for donations. Thank you
very
so much,
much.
everybody. We're going to wrap things up now. The only thing I was going to do as well is, I know a lot of people are always asking me for DMing or GMing tips. I can't give them in 140 characters on Twitter that I'd like to, but his good friend Matthew Mercer, the DM for Critical Role, he started doing GM tip videos on Geek and Sundry. Definitely check those out.
Really
I've been watching them again, and they remind me of some things that are really worth checking out. So if you want GM tips, check those.
And check
Also,
out Critical Role in general.
in general,
because
they did us a nice little
it's
shout
amazing.
out on their last
They
episode.
did, they
which was
shouted
really
us
sweet.
out.
So thank you very much. And yeah, and maybe in the next couple of weeks we might start looking about getting some guests to come on and maybe join us for a couple of sessions and see how that goes as well. So I mentioned that we're going to probably have Martin as one of our first ones when he comes on, so that'll be really fun. So thank you very much, guys. And we will see you next Sunday. And yeah, keep on. Do we have a catchphrase?
Roll on Sunday!
Roll on Sunday!
Oh my God.
Bye!